Mile High City approach this Rocky season with an open mind.
This thing may blow up in the Rockies' face, okay? We may look back in 10 years like laughing. Like, do you remember the time they hired the Cleveland Browns general manager to run the baseball team? That could be the case. But for now, I'm going into this puppy with an open mind.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issue before you even notice them. It's like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. You get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices and no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices will be working with perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though your kids grow up and you still don't understand 6-7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi, all with Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stopped, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Spring weather is unpredictable. You never know which way you'll be adjusting your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And that's why with windownation.com, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installers take just 1 day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today.
Receding hairline or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
off, and rolling. Here on a Friday, March 6th, as the snow is falling from the sky, so is the breaking news in Denver sports. What up, Phil?
Woo! It may be snowing out there, but you know what? It's hot in this building. It's getting hot in here.
I love it. What a way to start a Friday show. Are you kidding me?
Come on, man. You can't ask for something better than what just happened to us with Kadri. That news is insane, and I can't wait to get more information on it.
Yeah, and we're waiting, but the breaking news happening in real time here, so real that we don't have all the details yet. But Nazem Kadri traded back to the Colorado Avalanche, a place where he once won a Stanley Cup. That was 4 years ago. The organization had a really hard decision to make between him and Valeri Nichushkin. They pick Val. It has not aged well. And like I said at the end of the last segment, this almost never happens in pro sports when you get a chance to have a bit of a do-over. And we don't know for sure if Val Nichushkin was 100% a part of this transaction. But, man, if you just put the clues down, which doesn't always, like, hey, I was just talking about putting the clues down. Ben Powers is getting traded, and we're going to have that conversation here in a few minutes.
You know we are, but this one right here, it's just interesting. You talk about Kadri, and I thought for sure, just like everybody else, hey, this was not going to go through, and that's why you go for Nick Waugh over there, and I'm sitting there saying, hey, it's still a great pickup.
Yeah.
That we're still going to win a cup. It's a great piece, but all of a sudden you have Nick Waugh, all right, a big body, and then you get a Kadri back with the physicality, the mentality as well, and he's been here, he's done that, he's won a cup for the Avs. I mean, you can't make this up. This is truly, guys, cup or bust. There's no way about it. And there may have to be some style points with the way the Avs go out and win this thing.
I was going to say, because it was cup or bust before the season ever started.
Yes.
Like, we got through last season, and it was like, well, half the team was literally moved. For the 12th time in NHL history, half of the roster was different from the start of the postseason compared to the start of the regular season. So we said, okay, now they have that runway of a full season all together. And they were dominant and have been dominant. The Avs, guys, the Avs are, let me just summarize it like this. The Avs are obviously number one in wins, number one in points, number one in regulation wins, number one in goals per game, number one in goals against per game, number one 5-on-5 goals, and even strength goals. I mean, they're dominant, and now they're getting better at the deadline with someone who has already donned the sweater and hoisted Lord Stanley in that sweater. And when you talk about what gets it done in the postseason, you talk about that sandpaper nature of championship hockey clubs. You talk about the grease that it takes, the grit, the grind. That's Nazem Kadri, and he's coming home.
Man, now the question is, who is out the door? Or is anybody out the door? So I started to kind of like workshop like what possibly could be going on right now. Yes, Val could be the guy that's shipped away. But if Val is the one that's not, who's leaving? Is it a situation right now where you have Lecky, who's dealing with an upper body injury, and they're actually sending him home for rehab? We don't truly know how bad that is. Now, Bednar has said he should return before the postseason starts. But it's like, okay, if Lecky's not going to be back for a while, you have Waugh that can probably replace him for a little while on that wing, and you still have Kadri that can play the 3C, right? There's so many different ways that you can kind of manipulate this lineup if Val ends up staying. But I don't know what's going to happen, man.
I'm preparing myself for the news that Val Nichushkin is headed to Calgary. Because, again, I'll just repackage my words from the previous segment. If you are so far down the road in trade discussions that you are exchanging sensitive information about your player, whether it's surgical stuff, addiction stuff, rehab stuff, parameters about his existence in the NHL moving forward. He screws up one more time, he's kicked out of the NHL, and the Avs can get out of the contract and all that. So if you're that far down the road, as recent as the last 48 hours, what are the chances that got nixed and you say, man, we're just going to do Nas this incredible favor because he wants to be in Colorado. We'll take, instead of the guy we're looking for, we'll take XYZ instead. I just don't think it works like that.
Yeah, but also if you have a pissed off player like we've heard that maybe Kadri was upset if he didn't get traded. He goes up to the front office and says, hey, look, I'm going to be real with you. Either you guys get this done and I leave here, or I'm not going to be too happy and I may not play. And I'm not saying that's who he is, but I've seen that before with players where they try to force their hand. Because we've heard that, hey, maybe that they were going to get this done, the Avs and the Flames, and they end up not because of
the ownership.
Because the owner's like, hey, you need to put seats, right, butts in seats. But all of a sudden this goes through. You gotta think that maybe Kadri has something to do with this, saying, dude, I want out of here. I do not want to be a part of this anymore.
Maybe so. The Flames stink. Just to put it up plainly, they are not good. They are 24, 30, and 7 for 55 points. All right, so it's not a good situation, and that's why I think when we talk about Kadri and put a magnifying glass over who he's been with Calgary, you just have to take into consideration the situation. It's not a good situation, right? So take everything with a grain of salt. That being said, the dude still has 41 points in 61 games. Last year, played all 82 and was a 67-point guy. Previous year, played all 82 again, was a 75-point guy. So he has produced. There hasn't been some massive drop-off. Like I said, I'll take his production this year from a point standpoint, and really from a plus-minus standpoint. It doesn't, plus-minus is like frowning on Kadri. He has been outscored when he's been on the ice by 27 goals this year. But again, the situation over there and here, they couldn't be any more different. So and then also, even if we get the news here momentarily that Val Nichushkin is going to Calgary, like, who knows the sensitivities of this situation more than Chris McFarland? And there has to be some level of trust, and he's earned it. And then, by the way, if we do get the news that Nichushkin is walking out that door, these guys are so different in the locker room. Nazem Kadri was embraced in wholesale fashion by that locker room and was one of the leaders of the locker room. Val has always been viewed as a bit of a solo act on his own island. Not to say that he's never had dinner with the guys or doesn't hang out with all that stuff is true, but comparatively to Kadri's standing in the locker room, to Val's,
you're getting a leader.
They're totally different.
You're getting a leader that has been there, done that, has helped the Avs win a cup before, so he knows the history here. He knows what he needs to do. He knows that he has a great supporting cast, people around him that are going to play at a high level, and he's ready to play at that high level. 35 years old, but he probably feels like he's 20 right now.
So we're getting news in real time that Val is on TV.
Sorry, not Val. Kadri. They got Kadri on TSN right now in Canada.
Okay.
He basically is saying, hey, super excited. The Avs were the team at the very top of my list. Man, I can't wait. They asked him if Colorado was the only team that Kadri wanted to go to. He said, yeah, for the most part, this was certainly number one. So he is jazzed, it sounds like, to be coming back to Denver.
He wants to come home.
Yeah.
He wants to come home. Now, obviously, he spent more time in Toronto. He was in Toronto for many, many, many years, where he was a really controversial figure. Quite honestly, Kadri was for years. Was it 2 different postseasons that he got knocked out of for just taking things too far? He would always go over the line, and he really cost the Maple Leafs in 2 separate playoff runs. And when he came to Denver, it was almost like he was damaged goods, might be a little bit too much, but he was discounted because he was like persona non grata. Like, it's like, man, he's
a hothead.
He's a hothead. That's the troublemaker.
Yeah.
He hurts his team, and we never saw any of that. Like, we got the best of Kadri and the stuff that he brings as an irritant and driving people nuts without taking it too far. And then it's just crazy how it all worked out, because the fact that the guy that they chose instead of Kadri ends up costing the Avs in the postseason.
A headache.
In a headache fashion, in a way that you might have thought years earlier Kadri could have cost you.
Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the Avs come for you?
Man, I love this, man. What a great day. Kadri coming back to Denver, Colorado. Man, oh, man. Okay, so as soon as we get another detail on this story that is developing in real time, we will stop whatever we're doing and we'll pass that information along to you in real time. So you're not going to miss anything, all right? That being said, We'll put a baby pin in this because the Denver Nuggets have won back-to-back games for the first time in over a month, but how they did it could inspire some hope, and we'll talk about that next.
Is this offseason looking like the most pivotal for the Broncos since the Super Bowl run of a decade ago?
Could this be the most crucial offseason for the Broncos since they built their last Super Bowl team? It just feels to me like this is the best chance the Broncos may have in a long time to seriously upgrade the talent on this team.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, fellas? Happy Friday. And guys, it's snowing out there, so I hope you're being safe. Drive slow. And actually, I know that there's probably traffic out there, and you're just sitting in traffic wondering, dang, why do I feel so tired? Dang, what's going on with me? Why do I feel like I go to the gym, but I'm not seeing the results anymore? Well, guys, you're probably dealing with low T. And I'm here to tell you that my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are here to help. They're experts in treating low T and other men's sexual health conditions. They've treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado. And this year, specifically, they're helping guys go even further with their 4 targeted body composition plans, featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. And all designed to boost your energy, support metabolism, and enhance recovery. And it's also going to help you accelerate that fat loss. You heard me, it's going to help you lose that weight. So finding out is simple as well. You're going to go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and take a 2-minute low T quiz. Then schedule a consult. After that, you'll go to the office, they're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. The appointment is only $99, and this will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a testosterone and PSA test, and if you start your treatments on the day that you get to the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations across Colorado to serve you, so there are no excuses, gentlemen. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So don't ignore these signs any longer. Give Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state-of-the-art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA. Online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state-of-the-art.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here. I want to make sure you know about Step Denver, a residential peer recovery program right here in the ballpark neighborhood. Step Denver helps men recover, learn how to stay sober, and put the pieces of their lives back together. There is no cost. They don't bill insurance or Medicaid, so men can get into the program the same day. I'm talking to the men out there, or maybe a friend or family member who is struggling with addiction. Step residents work full-time jobs and put the tools they're learning into play daily, building a solid foundation and savings before leaving the program. I've met men who've been through Step Denver, and I can tell you it works. Step Denver's program of sobriety, work, accountability, and community is a proven formula that leads to long-term outcomes that double the national average. Their staff have walked the same hard road to recovery. They've been there. They know what it's like, and they know what it takes. Are you ready for help? Visit stepdenver.org for more info. You want to help? Step takes no government funding and relies on private donations. You can be part of the solution at stepdenver.org. The door to a better life is open.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you. And you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Denver counts on Fix-It 24/7 for heating and plumbing with legendary service. Proud partner of the Denver Broncos and proud to serve the community. Book now at fixmyhome.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 1 starting at 6:30. Saturday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces Boise State with pregame starting at 1:30. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 2 starting at 5:30. And Sunday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball plays starting at 8.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, the Nazem Kadri deal is still taking shape. If you're just joining us and haven't heard, the former Av is about to be a current Av. Kadri on his way back to Denver.
He's back.
He truly is back.
We're back.
And so that's the news of the day. We'll get into Nuggets here in just a minute. We're hearing whispers out of Canada right now, and Drew Spivak behind the glass is sort of monitoring this stuff. Has it been confirmed about the retention of salary?
Nothing confirmed yet, but Nick Kyprios, the same guy we talked about yesterday from Toronto, said it was a first-round pick in 2028, and Calgary is retaining 20% of his $7 million per year salary.
Okay,
which
so
with our dumb math over here, we're like, that's $1.4 million, right? If we figured it out correctly.
Yeah, so about $5.5 million. It sounds like Nas will be playing on for Colorado. And you said there's a first-round pick in 2028 included in that?
Correct.
Okay. That's interesting because the deal for Wah yesterday was a conditional pick if it was for 2027.
Mm-hmm.
If that pick was in the top 10, which stuff would have to hit the fan for the Avs to have a top 10 pick, but if it did, they would get an unconditional a 2028 first-round pick. It sounds like that could be moved in this deal. That's a little bit confusing to me. We're also hearing a whisper, again, totally unconfirmed, that Victor Olofsson could be a part of this deal. Still have not heard Val Nichushkin's name. So there exists a very real scenario that Nazem Kadri is coming back to Denver and Val is staying put. And they're going to try to win a cup together the same way that they did 4 seasons ago.
Gabe fully healthy. Kadri back in action. Val, are you kidding me? Z, I'm going to have my first parade with you, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, if they can pull this off, the Avs already feel like an absolute juggernaut.
Yeah.
If Val is staying and it's just picks and maybe Victor Olofsson and maybe there is some players down. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but this has a chance to be epic, absolutely epic. So we'll see the Avs in Dallas tonight for the first time since one of the most ugly moments in the history of Denver sports.
6 o'clock tonight.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait. We'll get back to that again. We'll pass any relevant detail along to you as soon as we have it, all right? In the meantime, the Nuggets won back-to-back games for the first time in over a month. That's somehow a sentence. But how they did it could inspire hope. And I can just boil it into a sentence. The Nuggets beat a winning team at home in the clutch. And it's been a long time since we've been able to utter that sentence.
It's been a long, long time coming. And I'll tell you what, Z, a sigh of relief. At the crunch time minutes, Jokic and Jamal Murray at their best. Stars shining at the brightest when it's time to shine bright like a diamond. And you end up winning it with those two. I mean, you can't ask for something better than what happened last night. Of course, they blew the doors open at the beginning. The Nuggets did. It went on an 11-0 run. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's getting ready to be a bloodbath. And then the Lakers found a way to get back into it. I'm scratching my head saying, oh, here we go again. But we finally finished the game.
Yep.
We finished it in great fashion. We finished it with Jokic being the man of the hour, making a couple big-time buckets there at the end. And, yeah, it was fun, man. And you were at the game.
I was at the game. And not only was I at the game, the way that this unfolded was so, not funny, but just, I guess, fortuitous. So I was always going to the game. Dr. Ramos, Joe Ramos, he was going to treat me and someone from the digital department that we do these videos on Monday mornings. And he's like, you guys have been making it so easy for me. I want to treat you guys. And so we picked the Laker game. And me and my wife were going to go on a date night. And we did. We're going to bring my son. And so we get 3 tickets for the 3 of us, our family. And closer to the last minute, as the day went on, my son just has not been doing well. He's got respiratory stuff. And I was at the doctor's with him. The day that I took off, that I went golfing, I spent the morning at the doctor's office with him. And it's conference week, so my wife was busy, so I had to do that.
And he's doing better?
Yes, he is, but he's just he did not belong at a game that started at 8:10.
Oh, for sure.
At 7 years old. He's normally in bed at that time. And so we're like, dude, it's just not going to work out. So I have this extra ticket. So I texted Joe. I said, hey, do you want this ticket back, or do you want me to give it to someone at the station? And he said, give it to someone at the station that otherwise wouldn't go. And then he goes, well, and they might need a +1. They might need a +1. So here's another ticket, because he's got a whole box. And so I checked in with you to see if you wanted to go. You're like, no. And so Dante and Drew end up getting a free ticket to the game. So we were there together watching the game. And it was just fun. I have so many thoughts from it. And I'll just say this, man. There's just still something, after all these years, a gravitational pull watching a game that LeBron James is in. He's just...
Well, what is it? Just because it's LeBron James and growing up, that was everybody's idol pretty much. I know people had other favorites, but I mean, LeBron James.
He's LeBron James.
Yes, that was the guy.
He's the all-time leading scorer in the history of the sport. That is truly he wants to be a pass-first player, but he's the all-time leading scorer. He's one of the GOATs. He's clearly on Mount Rushmore. If you wanted to build an argument that he is the GOAT, you could. I wouldn't agree. I have him second after Mike, or maybe even third after Mike and Kareem, somewhere in that top 3. But there's just still dude, I've been to hundreds of these Nuggets games, and there's one guy that everyone watches in warm-ups to the degree when he goes up to dunk it, you get oohs and ahs in a way that just doesn't really maybe Ant Edwards these days when he cocks something back. But when that dude's hitting the scores table to check in, there's a buzz. When he does anything, people are either elated or they're upset. And
I'm not going to lie. He had that alley-oop last night, and I had to get up on my feet. Get on up! And I started jumping up and down because it's LeBron James. You're right. It's that's LeBron.
And so even though he's going against Denver and I'm rooting for the Nuggets, I actually turned to these guys when he started to heat up a little bit, because he's still capable of taking over some possessions and even portions of quarters. And I said, hey, obviously I want the Nuggets to win. I said, but wouldn't it be pretty cool if LeBron had a night? Because this could be his last night in Denver ever. And so it was awesome. Nuggets got it done in the clutch. What a massive offensive rebound from Bruce Brown in crunch time when it was a one-possession game with seconds left to steal a possession, and Jokic finishes off the glass and ended up winning by 7, a win and a cover. I knew I felt great about that, talking to you about that yesterday. And it was an honor to be in the building.
2-0, by the way. You said you felt good against the Celtics when the Nuggets took on the Celtics.
Yep.
You cashed in on that one. Then last night you cashed in on that one. Then we have to talk about tonight.
Yes.
Tonight.
Yes. A New York Knicks in town. We have so much to get to. News of the day came down a handful of minutes ago, really right at the top of the show in the first segment. Nazem Kadri on his way back to Denver. In a trade, we're still waiting for the rest of those details. We will pass it along to you in real time whenever we get those details. All right. In the meantime, I was almost certain we were ready to say goodbye to one Denver Bronco. Apparently, not so fast. That's next.
Tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/hoops to enter our 5K Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it, but don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/hoops. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if joint pain is slowing you down, stop trying to push through it. The professionalism at Regen RX's Denver clinic is on another level. These guys actually build a real plan for you. I'm talking about Wharton's jelly for damaged joints, shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again. They map out exactly what you need. People always ask me, Phil, what should I expect at Regen RX? And it's simple, guys. Clarity. We all deserve some type of clarity. They walk you through every step. They're going to show you the options, and then they're going to sit you down and schedule a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And that's why I send people to regenrx.co. Go check them out for yourself. And listen, the consultation is completely free. You heard me. It's free. No risk. So if you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, Regen RX might be the answer for you. Go to regenrx.co, book that free consult, and see if the stem cell therapy is the right move for you. If joint pain is holding you back from work, from the gym, from your kids, don't wait any longer. It's about the quality of life, guys. So invest in your future self so you can stay explosive, stay active, and stay present for your family. Give them a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, news of the day, Naz and Kadri coming back to Denver. Coming back home. Playing for the Colorado Avalanche, where once upon a time he hoisted the Stanley Cup over his head in that sweater. I remember him at the parade. I mean, there's so much I remember fondly about Kadri, and I can't believe that Chris McFarland has pulled this off.
Get ready, man. We're going to be remembering a lot about this next parade. It's going to be a fun one.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. And I thought the Avs already had enough and then some to win the Cup as currently constructed. But this is just, to say it like fortifies. And again, we'll see what the back half of the deal is. We're continuing to hear whispers that Victor Olofsson and a first-round pick is a part of this. Calgary is going to go into a rebuild. It makes no sense to have a 35-year-old making $7 million a year for the next 3 seasons after this one. They did retain 20% of the salary, so Naz is going to play for $5.6 million here moving forward for the Avs, which is, one, just more appropriate for where he's at in his career, but two, the other fear was, and we were talking about this, I think it was off the air yesterday, it's that, because we were under the assumption, and we'll get to the Broncos stuff here in a second, but when the trade for Nick Waugh happened yesterday, we put the Kadri thing almost to bed.
Yeah.
And
I think everybody did. I mean, it was like, all right, you have Nick Waugh here for a reason, to be the number 3C.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep. And so we sort of put it out of mind, not thinking that Chris McFarland could pull this off. But off the air, we're saying, okay, they didn't get Kadri, it's fine. But you just hope he doesn't end up in Minnesota or Dallas. And not to say they wouldn't have been able to overcome that, but the fact that you did the deal you did yesterday, plus you have Kadri in a deal today, it's almost like you're getting better, but you're almost wounding your competition for what was potentially possible.
And you're right. What are the Dallas Stars in the Wild? What are they thinking right now? They're like, damn, man. They got Kadri. They have Wall. They're loaded already. We're getting ready to go to battle with them here tonight if you're the Dallas Stars, but also in the postseason. What does that look like? I mean, this is fun times, but not for someone like the Wild and the Dallas Stars. They're saying, did we do enough before the trade deadline to be able to beat the Avalanche come postseason?
All right. We'll give you the rest of those details once they come into focus. I just assumed that we were getting ready to say goodbye to a certain member of the Denver Broncos. Apparently not so fast. We'll get to that conversation here in just about 20 seconds. But first, Matthew Domir. You could be heading to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world thanks to 303-LAW-4040. Call us back within the next 10 minutes at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the Superfan Send-Off grand prize, a pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. Matthew Domir. Call us now at 303-713-1043. Guys, if you haven't already signed up, there's still time. Head to DenverSports.com/superfan and make sure to listen weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. So we were talking it out yesterday, and talk about gathering clues and speculating. When it came to Broncos left guard Ben Powers, I just assumed that this ship had sailed. You just signed Paucho to a 2-year contract. There's only 1 year left on Ben Powers.
Yep.
The most savings among any candidate we discussed yesterday was Ben Powers, $8.5 million.
Look, you were following the breadcrumbs. And somebody poisoned the breadcrumbs.
They did. And I'm like, the writing's on the wall here. Just follow the evidence, right? Actions over words.
Yeah,
like,
makes sense.
Look how this can go. And not so fast. Mike Kliss, who will join us at 3:45, reporting Ben Powers isn't going anywhere, Phil.
I'll tell you this, Z. I'm glad. I've been pounding the table to say keep Ben Powers here. Even when the Denver Broncos decided to give Palczewski the contract, the 2-year deal, did we end up getting how much he's actually going to make in those 2 years?
I think I'll get it.
At some point. He's making enough, but not starter money. And the thing about the offensive line position is you can never have enough offensive linemen. They go down just like defensive linemen, just like running backs. But you also need utility guys. Someone like Palczewski who can come in and play guard. He can play tackle for you. You do not want to lose that flexibility. So you're paying him a reasonable amount of money to keep him on the roster because he's a valuable asset to you. But also Ben Powers, he's the man. He's the starter. He has been a part of this crew since day one when he was the first person off the board free agency for the Denver Broncos. And so now you have this unit who's going to be together for 4 years now. 4 years this unit has been together. They know the same language. They like each other. They take up for each other. All right, Bo Nix trusts the offensive line. The offensive line, they trust each other. All right, that's what you're looking for now. And so for Ben Powers, they're going to make him play out his contract. It seems like Ben Powers is okay with it because he gets to have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And life is good for the Denver Broncos. You get your cake and you get to eat it too.
Yeah, this is, I think, it's good news. It's good news because
it's great news, E.
We were just talking about the Avs fortifying their roster, right? This is fortifying your offensive line by not doing anything. You have a developmental player in Paucho that I thought could be ready to start. Now you don't even have to worry about it. You don't even have to worry about it. You can just put it out of mind. The Broncos' offensive line, they're going to have the most continuity, really, if you think about this. Find me another unit, NFL-wide, any room, NFL-wide. So just spin the wheel and go, the Giants cornerback room, the Cowboys defensive line. Like any room in the NFL, the most consistency, I would bet real money, is the Denver Broncos offensive line, who not only are going to keep the same starters for consecutive years and years at a time, but also the 2 deep. I mean, that's unusual.
That's what you love to hear. That's what you need to win a Super Bowl, to be able to keep everybody healthy, going. And Z, you said this a couple days ago. Hey, when Ben Powers was out with was it a pec or
a bicep?
Bicep, yep, a bicep injury. Which, by the way, he had surgery on, and he came back and still played. That's a tough man if he's able to do that. But there wasn't a big drop off. There wasn't a big drop-off when you had Palczewski at guard. So it's always good to have that depth. Always good to be able to plug and play and feel like you can still win a bunch of games with a second string offensive lineman. So this is great for the Denver Broncos. It's great for Ben Powers. It's great for our young quarterback, Bo Nix, who wants and needs to stay healthy this year for a full season, not just the regular season. We're talking about the postseason too. So Ben Powers, congratulations, buddy. You are not getting traded. You're a Denver Bronco for another year.
Well, if you guys want to react to that or anything that we've discussed here in this first hour that has gone by like a blur, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. We can get to some of those texts here. News of the day, Nazem Kadri on his way back to Denver to rejoin the Colorado Avalanche in a trade that is less than 1 hour old. We're continuing to gather the details on what is heading out of Denver. We'll continue to react to that story, get to some of your text messages. Also, we're 3 days away from NFL free agency. Let's do a wellness check on the Broncos positional groups and a solution for some of the holes. We'll get to all of that as we have 25 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
How will the Nuggets fare over this crucial 7-game stretch against playoff opponents?
In 7 games, are they going to even win 4? The bare minimum. The minimum is 4 of these 7. So think of it like a playoff series. Yeah. This is a playoff series against playoff teams and the Sixers. Are they advancing or no? And I'm a little worried, man.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here, and I got to tell you about one of my favorite places to be on the entire planet. No joke. The Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. This place has elite food and drinks, and trust me, try the brunch. It is out of this world. But what really sets it apart is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one in the world, and it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. And don't get it twisted, this place isn't just for hoopers. If you're like my wife and never touch a basketball, it's still an awesome spot to eat, drink, and hang out, catch the game. She loves going to the Basketball Social House. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, and more. It's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. It's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the state every single day from 7 p.m. to close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, guys, this place is a slam dunk.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice! With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Running a business is hard enough. Odoo makes it easier with one simple, all-in-one platform. Start today at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Thinking about upgrading your home's HVAC? Then Day and Night Mechanical Solutions of Denver can help and save you money. You may qualify for up to $20,000 in rebates through the Colorado HERE program and Excel Energy for energy-efficient heat pump systems. Day and Night Mechanical has the inside track on this program and will guide you through every step. Upgrade your HVAC and save big bucks. Visit dnmech.com. Act now while the offer lasts. Day and Night Mechanical Solutions. They fix it right, day and night.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 1 starting at 6:30. Saturday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces Boise State with pregame starting at 1:30. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 2 starting at 5:30. And Sunday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball plays starting at 8.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
There we go.
Hanging out with you on a Friday that is just chock full of news. We're busting at the seams. We got the Kadri news. Kadri's coming back to the Colorado Avalanche.
I wonder if he's on a plane yet. He decided, you know what? I don't even want to pack my bags. I have my kids and my wife do that. Get me on the plane right now.
Like, do you think we see him on Sunday against Minnesota?
Do you think we see him tonight?
That would be expedited. That would be priority mail. I mean,
he's so excited. He jumps on the plane and says, "Hey, I want to play tonight."
That would be. I mean, come on. That would be. That's Kadri's music, my God. That's Kadri's music.
That? Who's walking through those doors?
Oh my God. So, Spivak behind the glass. We have the details of this trade now. If you don't mind, go ahead and share it with our listeners on what they need to know about this transaction.
All right, let me pull it up here real quick. The thing we do know for sure for Kadri, per Pierre LeBron, and also the team tweeted it out as well, is that Nazem Kadri back to Colorado. Calgary is going to retain 20% of his salary, which that ends up being that the Avs cap hit for Kadri will now be $5.6 million per year for the next 3 years after this season. Along with it is a 4th-round pick in 2027 to Colorado for a conditional 1st and a 2nd, Victor Olofsson and prospect Max Curran.
Okay. Wow. So I'm still I'm a little bit just flabbergasted because, and Drew, feel free to chime in on this. Like, Phil, it feels like, and who knows how this will age, but gosh, it feels like the Avs fleece Calgary. Like, I don't know how they were able to do this in such a way for a player of his caliber and the team fit that he is here in Colorado. I'm stunned.
I mean, unless Kadri forced his way out and said, hey, look, guys, I know that the deal was almost done, and the ownership group decided, hey, they didn't want to get rid of me because they need me to be able to put butts in seats. But I want out of here. I don't want any part of this. All right, and if you guys can do me a favor for what I've done for you guys here, let me go. Let me go somewhere where I can have fun, where I feel re-energized. I'm 35 years old.
Yeah.
You guys are rebuilding. You don't need me anymore. And maybe Kadri stepped in and said, look, I want it done. I want this.
Well, it's one of these things. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. And Kadri has already said since the trade happened, which is 1 hour and 4 minutes old right now, that Colorado was at the top of his list. And now, I'm not being dismissive of a first-round pick. First-round pick's a first-round pick, okay? I understand. But for where the Avs are at organizationally, F them picks, to quote Les Snead from Los Angeles, the Rams. Like, you are in potentially the greatest window in the history of the Avalanche. that would only rival 96 and 2001. And by the way, how many years in between those cups? You win it in 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, and then you win it in 01.
So was that 5?
The 4 years in between cups.
With a couple trips to the conference finals, by the way, in that stretch.
True, where that hasn't been the same here, but you win it in 22, 23, 24, 25, here you are 26. It's a similar arc of time between championships, and that's obviously the hope. And then honestly, if Kadri's going to be here for years to come, and Val is signed up for years to come, and Gabe signed up for years to come, and Nate is signed up for years to come, and we know Kale is going to be signed up potentially at $18, $19, $20 million for years to come.
I know what you're about to say.
I just have to say. Dynasty. It's still alive. It's still alive.
Like, after we win the cup this year, you're going to be saying that, right? It's a dynasty.
Well, if you win like 3-7, I mean, maybe we can try to like shoehorn a dynasty back where we thought it was potentially dead.
Oh, man, this is wild.
It is wild. Dante, if you get a second, if you can pull up the Stanley Cup odds, if you don't mind, they may be down, by the way, because of so much moving parts, and maybe the odds makers want to know exactly who these rosters are going to be before they recalibrate the odds. But I want to guess. So let me know if they do exist, and if they exist, I want to guess what they are after these transactions.
So Olofsson out the door, some draft picks. The interesting thing now is who's going to take Olofsson's spot for a little while. Is it going to be Parker Kelly, who he gets a bump up? Because he's been playing great hockey, man.
Dude, you talk about playing like above the X's and O's.
Yes.
Parker Kelly has 2 or 3 goals here in the last 2 weeks that are like, holy smokes, that like he had the one, and I forget who they were playing, where he split like 3 defenders. There was almost 4 guys in the frame. Just an individual effort that might be the goal of the Avalanche season. From just like a highlight reel standpoint, which is saying something because the studs on this roster. Dante, you said that the title odds are up?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to guess. So I bet the Avs before the season, I put $100 at 9-1.
Okay.
So 100 to win 900. I'm going to say...
Ooh-wee, man, that was going to cash.
Well, I'm hoping. I'll treat us all if it does.
We're going to
some dinner. Not quite. 900 at Shanahan's between 4 people goes pretty quick. Now 5 with Alex. I'll say the current odds are the Avs plus 230, meaning that if you bet $100, your return is only $230 to win the whole damn thing. What is it, D?
Plus 330. So it actually hasn't really moved much.
Okay, so plus 330. All
yeah,
right.
In December I got them at plus 350. So pretty similar to that. Lightning plus 350 right behind them still.
Wow. Okay. Might have to do a U-turn, go back and hit that number again.
Yeah.
The Lightning are actually more likely, according to the odds, to win the East than the Avalanche are to win the West.
Is that right? That's part of like their playoff picture.
Yeah, obviously it has to do with the competition that they're facing, but that was still surprising to me.
It's interesting. All right, so Kadri on his way back to Denver. Val stays. My assumption was, because the reporting was from Adrian Dater was, hey, man, they took a deep dive into the medicals. Like, that's how far along and advanced these conversations are, that they have swapped proprietary information on each player. And the fact that Val's not going anywhere and Kadri's coming back, this is like getting the band back together here. It really is.
Just like for one last dance. In this case, it may be a couple more dances where they're able to get a cup this year and a cup next year, because they have so many guys, like you got done listening, that are going to be coming back because they're already under contract. And then Kale's going to get whatever he wants. All hail Kale. Like, man, Chris McFarland has been pushing the right buttons. He's been back there working while we have been enjoying these games. And the Avs have been a wagon. Chris McFarland said, I'm not done just yet. There's a couple more pieces that I need. And Kadri is one of them. All right, Nick Waugh. What it is a good for, hopefully a lot. Nick Waugh doing his part, Tuesday. I mean, this is going to be a fun postseason. I can't wait to do it with you, and then we can get to a parade, see how that goes. I mean, I'm ready, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. On the RamosLaw.com text line, are you kidding me? Kadri's old, and they got a first-round pick. Now we have no picks for the next 3 years. Dude, you're in a cup or bust window. As long as you have 2 of the 5 best players that have ever played for the organization in their prime at the same time. You have secondary stars like Nichushkin, like Kadri, like Taser. Your goaltending is fantastic. You're already you're number one in the NHL in points. You're number one in wins. You're number one in wins in regulation. You're number one in goals per game. You're number one with your defense disallowing goals in terms of goals against per game. 5-on-5 goals. I just
But you know what you lacked? Where you're number one in all those categories except for one, the power play.
No doubt.
You're 32.
Dead last.
And what have we all been sitting here saying? Even Mike tried to get on us and say, all we talk about is the power play.
Which isn't true.
Yeah, but also, Mike, that's the weak link right now. We lost last year to the Dallas Stars because of the damn power play.
And just special teams in general.
And
but
special teams,
yes.
And so now you're bringing back someone like Kadri, who can be on your second power play unit, my guessing. All right, help you out that way. So Chris McFarland is trying to make sure that everything is taken care of. Everything is taken care of. And that's exactly what he just did right there, bringing back Kadri, adding Wall to the mix. I mean, what more can that man do? And we're talking about Chris McFarland. What more can he do?
Well, he's done a masterful job. Masterful. And here was Kadri himself moments ago on what the last 48 hours were like for him.
An absolute sweat. I mean, that's what it was. But I didn't even realize it could happen that long after. But obviously super excited. A team at the very top of my list. So man, I can't wait.
A sweat. He wanted to get back here bad.
Oh, he wanted out.
And if you don't know the context of why he said, I didn't realize it could happen so far after the fact, is because, guys, the trade deadline had passed. And Drew, correct me if I'm wrong, but how this works in the NHL, and you'd think maybe 2026 it'd be a little bit more expedited, but I guess not. In the NHL, you submit the trade, and then it goes into a queue, almost like if you're waiting for tickets and it becomes your turn. The trade waits in a queue, and the league does one transaction at a time. So it was more than an hour past the trade deadline, and you're just assuming that the Avs are done.
Yeah.
Right? Not so fast. Drew, how long was it past the deadline?
It was exactly 1 hour.
Is that right?
The deadline was at 1 o'clock, and I believe Elliot Friedman tweeted it at 2 o'clock or 2:01.
There must have been some malfunction problems going on. I mean, that's way too long to be waiting for things to process and go through.
I mean, it does sound like a bit old school, almost like the legendary, infamous story with Elvis Dumervil with the fax gate and the fax machine and not being able to communicate in time. But it's 2026, and so it took an hour after the deadline to pass to realize that, no, the Avs did make a major move, and Kadri's coming back to the Centennial State. Here's a little bit more from Nazem Kadri from just moments ago, if Colorado was the only place he truly wanted to go.
For the most part, yeah, of course, with the familiarity and, a lot of guys that, I've been in the battle with already, so, it's hopefully a pretty seamless transition. Obviously, there was a few other teams in the mix, but, ideally, this was certainly number one.
Ideally, this was certainly number one. Wow.
My man, he was sweating. He was sweating because he was yelling at everybody. I want out of here.
Maybe so.
Keep me out of here.
Kadri, this is really the debate, Kadri or Val. Kadri or Val. I mean, it was hot and heavy in 2022 after that season, and we knew the organization had to make a decision. And they made the choice that I would have myself made. But that's not to say there wasn't dissenting opinions. There was a portion of this fan base that said, no, Kadri is more valuable to this window of time, where I was saying at the time, I think Val was
he was young,
26, 27. Yeah. I'm like, no. This guy was a nose away from being the Conn Smythe winner. I remember McKinnon at a certain point in time saying, point blank, there's no way we win the Stanley Cup without Val Nichushkin. The organization put their chips on Val. We know what happened after that in the whole Seattle circumstance and drama and stuff that was buried and all types of crazy stuff. And there was already a bit of regret when that had happened. He comes back in the fold. He gets popped again. He allegedly no-showed for a professional sports game. against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
You even think like, hey, I'm not going to show up.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah. And so, I mean, there was some like severe regret and like what could have been if you didn't make that choice. And so,
and now look what's going to happen. They get a redo. They get to have Val and Kadri at the same time yet again.
Again, it's a stunning sequence of events. And I'm going to say this, and I mean it. And I said it last year about Chris McFarland. This year, I think it's even doubly true because, and I'm going to advocate for something here in a second, but I want to set it up the right way. The moves that Chris McFarland made last year, I thought he should have been up for the Jim Gregory General Manager of the Year award.
No doubt.
And he didn't get it, but the same moves that I advocated for him getting that award paid him insane dividends just having a whole season to watch it unfold with the moves from a year ago. So it's almost like there was an investment made a year ago, and you didn't get the quick return that you had hoped. And
history wasn't on the side, by the way.
No.
When it comes to the quick return, and we went through that multiple times throughout the postseason.
Yeah, no, very good memory. It was the 12th time in NHL history that a general manager had made so many moves that half of the roster from the start of the postseason was different than it was at the start of the regular season. And in 9 of the 12 times, the teams were bounced in the first round, just like the Avs were. But it was a slower burn because the payout on those investments has you number one in the NHL. And now these moves, the one yesterday with Nick Waugh and then today with Nazem Kadri, stacked on top of what he did a year ago, Chris McFarland should be based off merit, not narrative, not household name, off merit, should be the Jim Gregory General Manager of the Year award winner this year.
When do those awards usually come out? Do they come out after the cup is won? Before? Do they close it at some point? You know how you have with the NFL,
yeah,
the
it's
MVP.
all different. Yeah.
Because you're right. Chris McFarland has done his part. He can't go out there and play for these guys, nor he would probably be good at it right now. But he has put this team in the right situations. He has given Nathan McKinnon, Kale, our superstars, people around him, a supporting cast to go out there and win, and not just the players right on the lines and the pairings, but also two goalies, two goaltenders,
right?
That if they're playing at their best, are going to have a hell of a playoff run. So like. There is no weakness with this team.
There's really not.
Of course, the power play has to be consistent in the postseason. We know that. But it looks like they have made a couple of adjustments. We talked about it earlier with Netjes being at the left circle. You have Nate Dogg in the corner now. They're doing the box and one, all this good stuff. So they're tweaking things, and it looks good so far. And now you're adding Kadri, who I believe will be at least on the second power play unit. Like, Chris McFarland has done everything and more for this team.
It's so true.
Now, they just got to go out there and execute, right? Execute. Players make plays. Players win games. This is on the players now.
And they're still waiting for Logan O'Connor to get back.
That's the crazy thing.
Dude, and you bring up the goaltenders. You look at who has the number one goals against average in the entire league. It's Mackenzie Blackwood. That's a Chris McFarland fingerprint. Who's number two? It's homeboy we're going to see tonight in Dallas.
It's going to be a good one tonight, man.
Who is tied for number two? Scott Wedgwood. So the moves that he made between the pipes a year ago, Mackenzie Blackwood, and obviously it's not in a vacuum. It's about the guys playing in front of him as well. But the number one goals against average, and then the secondary goaltender, secondary in air quotes, Scott Wedgwood, is tied for the second in the NHL in goals against average. It's just, you can't make it up. It's been a masterful job. It's been a general manager masterclass from a guy that a lot of people wanted fired last year. Fired.
Who wanted him fired?
Fired.
Z? Who wanted him fired?
Well, Will Peterson for one. You can start there.
Scrappy.
And so
he wants everybody fired.
He does.
He wanted you fired when you didn't show up. He wanted me fired when I didn't want to show up.
He's a Marilat disciple. So it's like birds of a feather there. But no, kidding aside, it's been a general manager masterclass. And so Man, I can't wait to see what this looks like. This full complement of stars all coming together, and it's like we talk about the Broncos team this coming year. It's going to be a hard team to make.
Yeah,
this is going to be a hard unit collectively to get your ice time. They're going to come at you in waves. So here's a little bit more from Nazem Kadri on if it's labeled on if. So we're hearing this for the first time, by the way, because he just spoke.
Yeah. All this is new, man.
It's all brand new. Could it get any better than this here at the deadline?
I mean, is this real? It's for me, it's a very exciting situation. I mean, first and foremost, I got to thank the Calgary Flames and how they handle business and how they, treated a veteran player and, found every way possible to try to make this connection for me. And without them, this couldn't be possible. And there's no doubt in my mind in a couple of years, the Calgary Flames is going to be a popular destination to play in. But, I just can't wait to get to Denver and get to work and see my buddies.
From the sound of it, and obviously I'm speculating, but from the sound of it, you said a handful of minutes ago, he went up there and was talking with them and told them. It sounds like they did right by him, truly, from a business standpoint, from a team and front office reputation standpoint amongst players, and he's trying to pay it back here with his words.
For sure, and just because you go up there as a player, because there's a lot of players that will try to demand a trade to get out of there. There's two different ways you can do it. You can go about it in the way of being angry and mad and upset, or you can go up there and have a conversation and talk and see where both sides are at and see if you can go out the right way and say, hey, look, I love being here, but I just want to win now. And I'm 35 years old. I have a chance to go back home where I won a cup. They need my help. Let me do this and help me out, help you guys by restarting. You guys are obviously rebuilding, retooling. This will give you an opportunity to do that. So both sides should be happy. In this case, Kadri's back with the Avs. And you know what, Z? This reminds me of a situation in the NFL, and I was on the team with Mark Ingram, and we're with the Houston Texans, and we weren't good. We won, two or three games? And Mark called Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara needed help. He was getting banged up. Well, Mark, before he left New Orleans, he was 20, 25 yards from being the leading rusher in Saints history or something like that. And I want to say him and Sean Payton got into it. Sean ended up letting him go to the Baltimore Ravens, and, he got traded that way. Well, he made that call. The Houston Texans wanted to make it right by Mark because they were like, hey, look, we're not winning. You're a vet. There's no reason for you to be here. Let's try to get a deal done, or we will release you so you can go back to the Saints. The Saints end up making the move. I think they end up trading Mark, or Mark ends up just getting released. And he goes back with the Saints, ends up breaking the all-time leading rusher. But the Houston Texans did right by him, and all Mark did was go up and have a conversation and say, hey, look, I want to go back home to the Saints where I feel like I belong. They want me back. Can you do me a favor? And they did it. I've seen other ones where it has went bad. And they were like, look, you've been a jerk to us, and we're going to make you pay for it. We're not going to reward you and let you just leave when we're getting our butts whooped. You're going to be a part of this. So it's all about how you go at things, and it seems like Kadri, a pro's pro and understands the game and understands what he needs to do, went about it the right way.
Yeah, and you can hear some of that in his voice there. On the RamosLaw.com text line, Aaron from Aurora says, I, for one, wanted Chris McFarland fired, and I regret wanting that because he has put together a team that can win the cup for the next 3 to 4 years. Dude, 100%. And I know a lot of people were emotional and had an emotional attachment to Mikko and haven't quite been able to look at McFarland the right way, but at a certain point in time, you have to let go of that. You have more evidence and a greater sample size. This guy has done a masterful job. Here's one more from Nazem Kadri, who was on his way to Colorado on if the texts have started from his Avs teammates.
Oh yeah. I've been speaking to him for a little bit. Gabe, Kale, all the guys I obviously have a reputation with. So, like I said, I relate to them. I just can't wait to get into town and see them again.
Man, this I'm gonna tell you, this the older I get, the longer I've been in this business, and you being a pro athlete yourself may have some of this through the years. Like you you can become desensitized and numb to some stuff, but like this news today is
you're happy for it.
It's legitimately making me personally happy.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's how I feel about this situation with Kadri. I mean, he gets a chance. Like, think about it, Z. He was on a losing team. Tomorrow he's going to wake up on a team that has already won 41 games.
Right.
Has a chance to go win another cup. How could you not love that for a player that has done a lot for this fan base already? I mean, good job for Kadri and on Kadri for doing that. Chris McFarland, you are the man. And let's see what everything transpires, how it all goes down. And this is cup or bust, and there's a lot of pressure on Bednar and this team, the players now. There's a lot of pressure to go out there and win a cup.
Yep. I love it, man. Pressure is a privilege.
It is.
So we'll see how this ages. But, yeah, Nazem Kadri on his way back to Denver. All right, we'll circle back. We were supposed to do some Broncos stuff there, but this is too big of a story. It's got too much legs to it, but we will circle back to that shortly. We're going to talk with Mike Kliss here at 3:45 on the latest ongoings. He said a couple things in an article at 9 News, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this. We'll talk about that with him at 3:45, but also there was a controversial moment in the CU Buffs spring practice that was being debated on social media. What side are you on? That's next.
Calling all wrestling fans. Now's your chance to win your way into the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. It's the Superfan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040. First, head to denversports.com/superfan to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. It's the Superfan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive Home and Auto Bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Granger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Granger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. $100,000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
Always on time, or you don't pay in time. Always on time, or you don't pay in time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
The BMF Championship, truly the stuff of legends, to let the world know who's the baddest mother.
That's a real warrior. That's a BMF.
Saturday, March 7th on Paramount Plus.
Here we go.
Two legends.
Two of the most exciting men to ever fight will meet again. I'm right here. Let's go.
One legacy.
The famed BMF belt is on the line.
Legends never die.
Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira.
Welcome to the history books.
For the BMF title, Saturday, March 7th at 9 on Paramount Plus.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state-of-the-art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA, online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state-of-the-art.
Today's trivia on The Fan is brought to you by Window Nation.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 1 starting at 6:30. Saturday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces Boise State with pregame starting at 1:30. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 2 starting at 5:30. And Sunday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball plays starting at 8.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it!
Whoa!
On a Friday. On a Friday.
If you were a wrestler, what type of spandex would you wear? Would they be the long ones? You don't have the long ones with the long boots, some of them.
Yeah.
Or would they be like, the nut huggers?
I know. I think I'd go like pants and a like singlet top, or maybe I'm like John Cena used to wear like the jean shorts. Maybe I'm like that, like
the jean shorts.
Jeans with some cowboy boots, maybe. Something like that, or maybe jeans and Timberlands. I go city instead of country.
Yeah, represent your city. I like it, the Timbs.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Good stuff. Well, as we roll along here on a Friday, news of the day, Nazem Kadri traded back to the Colorado Avalanche in a seismic blockbuster deal that I think is the biggest news in the NHL today. And outgoing is a first-round pick, as well as Victor Olofsson, right? So it's not about, for me, and we'll circle back to this because I know someone was like, hey, I can't believe they're selling another, selling off another first-round pick. Like, you're in a championship window. It is not about picks years from now.
No,
it
this is about winning.
Here and now.
It's about the championships. It's about being able to hoist up that cup yet again. That's all we want. And then we'll worry about the rest when we get to 2030. Something like that, 2029. But as of right now, this window is wide open. I want to parade selfishly because I want to be a part of it. Dynasty.
Of course.
And we have a great chance. We already had a great chance. We have a greater chance now of doing that because of adding Kadri and also Nicholas Wall. So I'm excited, man.
All right, next in 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, so that was a controversial moment in the CU Buff Spring practice that has been highly debated on social media. So a cornerback and a wide receiver were involved in a play. They kind of got tied up, and the next thing you know, these guys are throwing haymakers at one another. And dudes' helmets going off, and look, fights are going to happen in practice. Like it's not the first football fight, it's not the last one. But it sparked a discussion. And former Buff, Chad Brown, was near the center of it. Obviously, a great player. He said, is this supposed to be a good look? Because it got posted to social media.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, is this supposed to be a good look? I hope we play a lot smarter than this in the fall. And if we're going to fight, we are throwing blows and not that soft slap stuff in this clip. For a team that did not play with great discipline and was highly penalized, playing smarter has to be at the top of the list of goals for this spring. And he was basically in the comments being called all kinds of names, and you're soft, and you're a B word and a P word and all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of crazy people out there that are riding with old Coach Prime and what's going on over there, which is fine. I don't know why you have to call somebody out their name. My take on it, Z, is like you said earlier, there's a bunch of fights that go on that people don't know about. A bunch of fist fights. I mean, at one point, I'm going to tell you, in the locker room, we had the boxing gloves.
Sure.
People were getting knocked out. That's just how it is. All right, when you're around a bunch of dudes with testosterone running high, they were at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. So, no shocker.
There you go.
But now, is it a good look to post it? I don't think you should have posted the video. There's no reason to post the video when there's a bunch of other things going on throughout that practice that you can post. All right, some defensive interceptions, some offensive explosive plays being ran. Not a fight that you have two guys really throwing punches at each other.
Right.
I didn't think you had to post it, but I don't think it's a big deal. And you're right, you can't fight in the game. You fight in the game, you're going to be ejected, you're going to hurt your team, you're probably going to lose because of it. But I was okay with there being a fight. I'm not okay with just posting the fight.
Yeah, Chad Brown had a follow-up and said, please, please, please read the comments to this post. I'm being called soft, a B word, etc. for thinking that fighting isn't good football or that fighting somehow equals passion. I have to laugh at these clowns. Smart football wins. Being the cleaner team wins. Controlling your emotions wins. It's too bad that we can look at the same thing and come to very different conclusions. I see that as bad ball. And the clowns are encouraging things that causes penalties, kills drives, get people thrown out of games and possible suspensions. What a time to be a Buffs fan. Very interesting, man. It does feel like among your alumni base, you're starting to see a bit of a fracture. And before it was all in, Coach Prime walks on water, and now you're starting to see a fracture. And I wonder if this continues, the losing continues, I mean, if the fracture turns into a civil war within an alumni.
No, and it could, and maybe there's one already going on that we just don't know about. But I'll tell you this, there are a lot of alumni that are not happy with what has happened and how they're treated. It comes down to how they have been treated. Now, if they've been treated like kings and treated like they should be because of what they have done for that program, I think you would still have a lot of the alumni backing what's going on over there. But because a lot of them have been pushed out, pushed away, why would they sit here and try to defend something when they're not even a part of it? They blood, sweat, and tears on that football field, and yet you got people on Twitter acting like they're not, you know what? When those guys, a lot of those guys have won a national championship, that have a bunch of records, and these guys that are on Twitter don't know that. They don't do their homework. They're ignorant to that part. And that's just Twitter for you, man. People are gonna to ride for who they believe in and what they believe in, even if it's wrong. And you know that, Z.
Yep, no doubt about it. All right, we will kick out of the last slap of the mat in the 3 count. We are going to shift gears with the Denver Broncos. Really go down the Stephon Diggs path again. Mike Kliss gave us a little hint on that, and I want to see how serious that could be coming up next.
Should baseball fans in the Mile High City approach this Rockies season with an open mind?
This thing may blow up in the Rockies' face, okay? We may look back in 10 years like laughing. Like, do you remember the time they hired the Cleveland Browns general manager to run the baseball team? That could be the case. But for now, I'm going into this puppy with an open mind.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
Number 1, never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust. Call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Colorado! Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades, over 50 years in some areas, and that means a higher wildfire risk. Now's the time to protect your home. 5280 Exteriors installs fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. Choose James Hardy siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. Plus, get 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach By and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, we're going to check in with Mike Kliss here in just about 30 seconds. But first, Tony Carlone. You could be heading to Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world thanks to 303 Law 4040. Call us back within the next 10 minutes at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the Superfan Send-Off Grand Prize, a pair of 2 nights tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. Tony Carlone. Call us now at 303-713-1043. If you haven't already signed up, there's still time. Head to denversports.com/superfan and make sure to listen to weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. Mike Kliss joins us. He's presented by Fitness Gallery. Mike, happy Friday to you. Question, you had a free agency piece on 9news.com yesterday or the day before, and you would say, like, hey, here's the situation and here's the solution. I thought it was interesting that when it came to the wide receiver room, all right, you mentioned, hey, they could use another receiver, maybe one that could have a return ability, so Mims could just be the punt returner and not the kick returner. But your solution to the room was focused around Stephon Diggs. And I know that the Broncos were willing to go down that road with Diggs a year ago. Do you think that door is still open after he was released from New England earlier this week?
I don't. Just because that was a pretty nasty domestic violence allegation ago. So I'm not sure, but I would be surprised if the Broncos don't. I think I mentioned that he was released. I don't remember saying that that's where the Broncos would go.
Well, I was just curious because that was the only thing mentioned in the solution department was
I had a couple draft picks in there. I can see them maybe going draft. From what I understand, is receivers not necessarily a top priority as they go into free agency here. Now in the draft, I mean they obviously need a fifth receiver to dress on game days. And like I said, preferably one with some return ability. And that's kind of a whole new ball game as you're building a roster here now, is compared to 5 years ago, there's now 7 or 8 more kick returns a game. And you don't want Mims taking all of them. And in fact, at the end of the year, they didn't want him taking any after he had those concussions. So, I think they got to get a little more dynamic back there on the kickoff return. And so I mentioned The Baylor receiver was one, and there was another that I was thinking maybe in the draft, in the mid rounds of the draft, that they might get a receiver, kind of like how they picked up Pat Bryant last year. I can see them getting a Trent Sherfield type again. In free agency, Darren Rizzi likes those kind of guys. So does Sean Payton. But those guys are more, special teamers than they are receivers. But they definitely need another receiver. And from what I understand, it's running back, inside linebacker. Those are the top two priorities. Tight end is perhaps number 3, and after that, offensive lineman, I think. But that seems like a draft type pickup or two. And but other than that, it's all of them kind of in the same pot.
Mike, you talk about running back being the top priority, probably being number 1. It's number 1 on my list. With that being said, you have the New York Jets that decided to block somebody like Denver from even trying to go after someone like Breece Hall. I don't know how much is true. I know there's some rumors out there about that. Could there still be a situation where the Denver Broncos trade some draft picks to get someone like Breece Hall in the building?
That would be unlikely. I mean, in theory, you're supposed to give up 2 first-round draft picks and pay, the franchise tag for Breece Hall. That seems prohibitive. And, the Jets did that. I do think the Jets did that with the Broncos in mind. They heard the rumors. The Jets personnel department with Darren Muji and Robbie Payton, who's one of the director of personnel. He's the nephew of George. I'm sure they got pretty good intel inside the Broncos building. And so I wouldn't doubt if the Broncos were one of the motivations for them putting the franchise tag. I mean, the franchise tag is pretty prohibitive as far as going to get that guy, and especially for a running back. Maybe Lamar Jackson a couple of years ago, a quarterback like that, when he was franchise tagged, maybe you consider doing that. But for a running back, I doubt it.
Mike, you had a line in your piece about Broncos free agency that I was not a very big fan of. And Yep, you're in trouble. Step into my office here. You said, quote, the top free agent running backs available are Seattle's Kenneth Walker, Jacksonville's Travis Etienne, Tampa Bay's Rashad White, Carolina's Rico Dowdle, and Atlanta's Tyler Algier. But it would be a surprise if the Broncos spend big money here. Pittsburgh's Kenneth Gainwell, who helped the Eagles win a Super Bowl 2 years ago and had 73 catches for the Steelers last season, could be Sean Payton's kind of back. And then you also mentioned maybe Jadarian Price from Notre Dame. Help me out, Mike. And I'm not saying that because I'm sure this is coming maybe from a place of information, but we've been talking about the Broncos running back room for 3 straight off seasons now. And it just feels like you're in a Super Bowl window. I could make the argument that if you had a better run game, you would have played in the Super Bowl, even without Bo Nix. And why the potential reluctancy, for the Broncos to address this vital position with a heavier hand and take it more serious? And I know Dobbins was a flyer, the 60th overall pick. That's meaningful in the draft, but they need to raise the floor of the room with a known commodity. And I was disappointed with you're sort of like bristling at the idea that they could actually pay the position this offseason.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that they would that they'd be surprised if they. I heard that they probably would not spend big money. Maybe maybe that's just what I've heard. That's what I heard a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So we'll see. Breece Hall was one guy that they were perhaps interested in, paying big money from some of those other guys. I don't know, who do you pay big money? I mean, Kenneth Walker would make sense. Travis, I know they had some interest in Etienne last year when he was available, I think preseason on the trade market, and Jacksonville kept him. wound up not trading him, and they got a good year out of him. That's a guy that I think would, would be somebody that the Broncos would be interested in, and we'll see come Monday. But he would be expensive, and it's always buyer beware when you get a running back from free agency. That doesn't mean they're not going to get a top flight running back. I mean, I always advocate to get your running back in the draft. I know it was different a couple of years ago. The Eagles got Barkley and the Ravens got Henry. Those are a little bit more exceptions to the rule. Terrell Davis was a 6th-round draft pick. Phillip Lindsay was undrafted. We were going through they're tendering these exclusive rights free agents. Devin Key was a first-team All-Pro, right? I'm getting sidetracked here.
Yes, you are.
First-team All-Pro, and he's getting he's getting less than 1.1 million.
Crazy.
At minimum. And Phillip had the 2,000-yard seasons at what'd you make, 480 and 540 or something like that, Phil? Your 2,000-yard seasons.
Damn, Mike, why you bring that up and throw it in my face, man? I'm hurt.
Just talking about Phil's pocket on the air.
At running back, that's what you got to do. You got to draft these guys. You got to get the young legs, man. It's always running backs and free agents. To me, like people were. The Broncos weren't in on David Montgomery, by the way. Man, he's 29 with a lot of wear on the tire there. You got to find the running backs, guys, and you got to find and preferably you find them in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round because there are good ones there.
Yeah,
a lot of good ones there.
There's a lot of good ones. They just haven't been able to find them. That's the thing. Repeatedly, over the course of years. So, all right,
they did from 2005 to 2000 or 1995 to 2003.
Yep.
And
problem is it's 2026. Mike, we got to go. I wish we could keep doing this. We'll talk to you next Friday, my friend.
And Gainwell, 73 catches, replaced Jaleel. Come on.
All right. There he goes.
I love it, Mike. I love it.
There he goes. That is our guy, Mike Kliss, our 9 News Broncos insider, presented by Fitness Gallery. They sell the world's finest fitness equipment. You hear them thumping.
I'm thumping. That's why they call me Thumper.
All right, we'll play a little trivia coming up next.
Is this offseason looking like the most pivotal for the Broncos since the Super Bowl run of a decade ago?
Could this be the most crucial offseason for the Broncos since they built their last Super Bowl team? It just feels to me like this is the best chance the Broncos may have in a long time to seriously upgrade the talent on this team.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And when you're dealing with joint pain, you don't want just guesswork. You want a real plan. And that's why I send people to Regen RX in Denver. The professionalism is on another level. And the moment you walk in, they're going to break down everything that you need to know. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake that blood flow back up. Whatever the case may be, you're in great hands. They're going to sit you down, map it out step by step. And they're not going to just treat you once and disappear. No. That's not how it works at Regen RX. They even build a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling strong. That's how you know they're serious about your long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. The consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. No risk, no commitment, just real answers. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or joint pain that's slowing you down, this is the chance for you to see if their treatments can work for you. Look, if joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. You guys matter. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 for your free consultation or visit them at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
You live in Colorado, you love those mountain views. Well, you want to maximize your window space, your glass space, and you could do that with custom windows. WindowNation.com. WindowNation.com, they're there for you with over 1,500 styles and colors to choose from. And in March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles right now at WindowNation.com. You can go out there, get your windows done, and enjoy that beautiful Colorado scenery. It's WindowNation.com. Visit WindowNation.com for your free consultation today.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats. It's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 1 starting at 6:30. Saturday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces Boise State with pregame starting at 1:30. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 2 starting at 5:30. And Sunday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball plays starting at 8.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, appreciate Mike coming on with us here on a Friday. News of the day, Nazem Kadri is headed back to Denver, Colorado to play for the Avalanche. A remarkable turn of events. After yesterday, we did not think that this was possible. And I referenced yesterday trading a first-round pick for Nicholas Waugh.
Yep.
And so we thought they were potentially done. And then we really thought they were done once the NHL trade deadline came and went. And exactly 1 hour after the deadline closed, we got the news that the NHL was reviewing the trade in like a queue and going one trade at a time, and it caught everyone off guard, including Nazem Kadri. And so that is a huge news, incredible news, a feather in the cap of Chris McFarland, no doubt. And we already felt like all things were possible. Now it feels like going to win the Stanley Cup is a requirement.
Oh, yeah, it's a must. You must win. It's not just about getting there. You should be there. Can you win? You must win it this year. We must have a parade, holding that cup up, screaming dynasty, dynasty, dynasty. That's what I'm looking forward to. All the pieces are in play. The players are healthy right now, knock on wood. You have the coaching staff. Chris McFarland did his job. Players make plays. Players win games. And that goes with hockey, basketball, football. Does not matter. The players have to do it now.
No doubt. All right, it's just after 4 o'clock on a Friday, and when it's not Broncos season, this is where we play trivia. With that said, Dante, hit the music.
Question 1, college basketball. Name 3 of the 4 college basketball programs that have lost the most NCAA championship games with 6 apiece.
So he said name 3 of the 4? Is that what he said? Yeah, let's hear it again.
Question 1, college basketball. Name 3 of the 4 college basketball programs that have lost the most NCAA championship games with 6 apiece.
Wow. That's a different kind of question.
So it's a 4-way tie?
It's a 4-way tie.
Yeah. We just name 3 of them?
Yeah.
First one that jumps out for me, a team that's been there a lot, is UCLA. I know they've won a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've been to the title game several times and probably lost as well.
Yeah, okay, let's put it down. I like just the logic behind it.
What about Duke?
Yeah, I mean, it's to lose in the national championship a lot, you got to be in the national championship a lot. Duke, let's put them down.
What do you think about Michigan? They only have 1 national title, but I feel like they've been in it like twice recently, and then
like back in the day as well.
Yeah, and then back in the day.
We'll put them down as an option.
What about Michigan State? Because they've always been a tough one as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
And for them, it's like the number of Final Fours with Tom Izzo for sure.
They haven't won a title since 2000.
Right.
The question is, have they been back? I think they've been back a couple times.
I don't know if they're definitely in the Final Four. I just don't remember if they went to the championship.
Yeah.
What about like Kentucky?
I mean, really, you could go with any of these.
Is
blue
it just
bloods.
any blue blood?
Sure.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Carolina, you can go with any
Indiana.
of these.
Wow.
I have one more, and you guys probably shut me down. Gonzaga.
I was actually thinking Gonzaga too, but they're kind of recently been good.
That's
I think
like
they've lost 1 or 2 championships, but I don't think they lost any in like the 90s or the 80s.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, up until the late 90s, early 2000s, like I don't think Gonzaga basketball was a thing. It's like Dan Dickow and that crew was on like the first wave of Gonzaga basketball like 25 years ago.
This would be a terrible curveball to the question, but do you think it's like, you know how like Yale has 1 million college football championships?
Yeah.
Is it something like that where like in like the teens,
the
19 teens, an Ivy League school lost a bunch?
Yeah, that's in play.
That to us.
It's in play. I hope it wouldn't go that far back, but yeah, that was when like NYU would be like playing for the national championship. Man, I don't know. I think we're just kind of guessing. This is I'd say Michigan is in play, Duke is in play, UCLA,
North Carolina. We haven't said them. Louisville, maybe not as much, but
yeah, not as much as these others.
I think we almost for sure need to put in Carolina and UCLA.
Yeah,
I like both of those more than the other ones.
Let's do it. So Carolina, UCLA,
Duke.
What about Kansas? We didn't even mention Kansas.
Oh, I like
we
Kansas.
didn't. Yeah,
Let's
like
do
Kansas for that.
Or I would vote Kansas.
Yeah,
as the third.
UCLA, Carolina, Kansas.
Yeah, let's go.
I like that answer.
Yeah, sure. Let's go UCLA, North Carolina, and Kansas. Final answer, send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answers: Duke, Michigan, North Carolina, and Kansas.
Man, so we had 2 of the 3.
All right.
And the other 2,
We mentioned
and Michigan, we left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
All right, valiant effort.
Yeah.
I don't feel any type of way about that. Next question.
Question 2. Since the year 2000, 6 NBA MVP award winners have never won an NBA championship. Name them.
Wait, name all 6?
I guess name
I
all
got one
6.
off the Steve Nash.
Wait, hold on a second. These are guys who won the league's MVP that never won a championship.
That was my understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve Nash, Allen Iverson.
Oh, AI.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s.
Russ.
Westbrook.
Yep. Russell Westbrook.
It's 3.
That's 3. Regular season MVP.
James Harden never did. Right?
Hold on. Embiid.
Yeah.
Embiid,
Oh, yep.
And
Yes.
I think Phil's right with Harden as well.
Harden. Yep. That's
So
a
we're
good
just
one,
missing
Phil.
one.
So Nash, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, Joel Embiid, James Harden.
What about Vince Carter? Did he ever win an MVP?
No.
Okay.
Did Dwight Howard ever win the? Oh no, he won a championship
won a
with the
championship.
Lakers
He
in the
did.
bubble.
Yeah.
Luka hasn't won MVP, has he?
No.
I mean, just going backwards, Shea, Jokic, Giannis all have.
Yep. Steph, yes. KD, yes.
KD, Russ we already named. Harden we already named.
Kobe won, and Shaq, yes. LeBron, obviously. Dirk, he won.
Yeah. Duncan, I'm sure.
Duncan won, yep. And obviously, he had 4. Trying to think.
Do we have our 6?
No,
we think
we have 5. We have 5. Man, trying to think into like 05, 06, 07.
Chris Paul never won one, right? An
Chris
MVP,
Paul,
I mean. I know he hasn't won a championship.
I don't think he won an MVP. It's giving me pause, though.
I'm not sure. I mean, that's the best team I can think of right now, but I don't feel super confident in that.
Yeah. We're up against the break here. We're up against the break.
Let's give it like another minute.
League MVP.
Oh, did Tracy McGrady?
He won scoring titles, but not an MVP.
Okay.
He won 3 consecutive scoring titles, I want to say.
The Timberwolves had an MVP?
KG.
Yeah, but he won a championship.
Yep.
But he did win an MVP.
Chris Paul might not be a bad answer.
Yeah. Man, did he win a league MVP? He might have.
I honestly, I can't remember
him winning it though.
I don't. Oh man,
like I would know that.
But I mean, we pretty much rattled off all the MVPs since
I'm
the
trying
2000.
to think just like other teams.
Yeah, I don't know.
Holy smokes! I am gonna take this pen and jam it into my eye when I hear the answer.
Carmelo's not one.
No,
we know that.
Melo was never even first team All-Pro.
That's wild.
I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, who was winning MVPs before Kobe in like the early 2000s?
It was Allen Iverson. It was Shaq. It was Duncan. Right? It was.
I mean, Steve Nash won.
He won 2 of them.
He won 2 of them, yeah.
Oh God.
The Pistons. Anybody on the Pistons?
No.
Okay.
They were too team oriented.
Yeah. And they won a championship too.
Man, there's got to be someone in our blind spot.
I think we might just have to guess.
Go with CP3,
yeah,
I suppose.
So. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't.
Did the Kings ever have an MVP?
Who they have? Bibby?
Chris Webber?
No, he didn't win an MVP.
Dang, I felt so good about that.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of the good.
Did like Malone or Stockton win it in 00?
No. No, I think Malone's last was 98. Oh God.
No Sonics.
No.
Early 2000s.
No Sonics. Just keep going with the team names. No Blazers.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, has Dame ever won it?
No.
I don't think
No.
so.
Grizzlies.
No.
No Randolph, no Jaw.
No Pelicans. Right?
No.
No Hornets.
Unless it was CP3 with the Hornets.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I would have thought he would have won it with the Clippers, though, if he was going to
No,
win
he did not win an MVP with the Clippers.
No Hawks. Toronto.
Oh my gosh, we're going way over
I
time
know,
here.
I think we have to just
we'll
CP.
just go with CP3. So Nash, AI, Westbrook, Embiid, Harden, CP3. I don't feel good about it, but final answer, send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answers: Joel Embiid, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, and Derrick Rose.
Oh, Derrick Rose. How did we forget that?
How did we forget him?
Oh my
Drew, aren't you a
gosh.
Chicago sports fan?
Yes. I don't know how I forgot Derrick Rose.
Oh my
That's bad.
gosh.
Wow.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll finish up trivia next.
Tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/hoops to enter our 5K Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it, but don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/hoops. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state-of-the-art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA. Online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state-of-the-art.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades. Protect your home with fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, we're going to finish up trivia and then get back to business. News of the day, Nazem Kadri traded back to the Colorado Avalanche. We'll hear from Kadri here momentarily. But in the meantime, we have gone 0 for 2 in trivia. Regretful about the last one. The 6 MVPs, regular season MVPs since the year 2000 that didn't win a championship, and Derrick Rose was in our blind spot. That is just on us. The first one, whatever. But the second one, that stings. So we got 2 questions left. On to hit the music.
Question number 3. Which former CU running back rushed for the most yards in the NFL? Was it Eric Bieniemy, Bobby Anderson, Chris Brown, Rashaan Salaam, or Phillip Lindsay?
Who's that last one again?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Exactly. I don't think it's Eric Bieniemy. I think that he had a longer career in the NFL, but I don't think he kind of went from running back to fullback. They actually had him doing some fullback. Chris Anderson's an interesting one.
Bobby Anderson?
No, Chris Brown, I mean. Did he list Chris Brown?
He did say Chris Brown, yeah.
Did he say Chris Brown?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't write that down.
Chris Brown, I think, and if so, he was with the Tennessee Titans.
Correct.
You guys want to hear the options again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
Case.
Was it Eric Bieniemy, Bobby Anderson, Chris Brown, Rashaan Salaam, or Phillip Lindsay?
Phil, do you know your number?
I really don't. No, I really don't. But I didn't play long enough like someone like EB. I'll tell you this. I don't think it was Rashaan Salaam either, because he kind of he got to the Bears.
Yeah.
I want to say the Bears. And the
Bears were not good. And
Yeah.
He was not great with
Nope.
the Bears back then.
Okay.
So I don't think it's Rashaan Salaam.
So you want to take out EB?
Yeah, I want to take out EB.
Take out Rashaan Salaam?
It's either between Chris Brown or Bobby Anderson.
And Bobby Anderson, I mean, that was obviously a long time ago. I don't even remember him in the NFL.
Yeah.
That was before all of our time.
Yeah, and Chris Brown, he's in my blind spot too.
He was the one on the 2001 team that ran for 6 touchdowns against Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the 6-2-36 game.
Who would you say?
I got to be honest. I think it's you.
You think so?
I think it might be you, just because of CU running backs never really had a lot of success in the NFL until you came along.
All right, well then let's
so
go
you want to go
with
Phil?
Yeah, let's go
Let's go with Phil.
Let's go Phil. Final answer. Send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answer, Chris Brown. Phil, you missed out by 176 yards.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay.
Wow. All right, final question.
All right, here is your curveball question. What is the highest grossing media franchise of all time? That includes film, TV, merchandise, attractions, and all other spin-offs. Is it Star Wars, Pokemon, Marvel, Mickey Mouse and Friends, or Harry Potter?
Ooh.
A lot of heady hitters there. Can we hear the options again?
Is it Star Wars, Pokemon, Marvel, Mickey Mouse and Friends, or Harry Potter?
People going crazy with the Star Wars.
Yeah, I like
That's huge.
Star Wars, Marvel, or Pokemon.
Well,
I was
now,
going to say Pokemon's a sleeper here.
no, I know those were my three. I don't think it's Harry Potter. I don't think it's Mickey Mouse.
And Pokemon has like, and again, maybe the rest of these do too, but like Pokemon's presence is global, is it not?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like very heavily global, where I think Star Wars is more of a North American thing, I think. I mean, I know it's got fans all over the world, but Pokemon is like in the hands of like generations of kids globally.
does it change anything for anybody that Star Wars is actually now associated with Disney? It's owned by Disney, so is there some sort of a...
Well, so is Marvel.
That's true. Marvel is as well, yeah.
I have no idea. I would cast my vote for Pokemon, I think.
Pokemon?
I just
I
think
kind
it's
of
a
like
sleeper.
Pokemon, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I know Hello Kitty's like one of the top selling merchandise of all time, and I'm just going to kind of lump that in with Pokemon.
Is that a spinoff of Pokemon?
No, it's not. It's not. But I feel like they're in the same category.
I actually do wonder, Mickey Mouse, because Mickey Mouse is so old. We're talking 100 years old.
Yeah.
Mickey's been around. And Disney's one of the most popular brands in the world.
Yeah, but you don't really see Mickey Mouse doing stuff.
I don't know.
People still have Pokemon cards. I mean, they still talk about it. Gotta catch them all.
Oh, I love Pokemon. I think it might be Pokemon.
I think it's Mickey, but if I'm outnumbered...
You also think the value of the dollar has gone down, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
like Mickey Mouse in the 60s, 70s, like the dollar amounts get superseded by present day.
Do the theme parks count under Mickey Mouse and Friends, though?
I think he sort of did all encompassing.
I mean, you got 2 theme parks just in the U.S. You've got worldwide theme parks. I don't know. It's kind of why I lean Disney and Mickey Mouse.
Phil, what do you think?
Mickey Mouse, probably. I like Pokemon, but Drew's saying it right there. Like, Mickey Mouse is all over the place.
So we got 2 Pokemons versus 2 Mickey Mouse.
Sounds about right.
God almighty.
And also, we could be sleeping on Marvel.
Totally.
I know those
yeah, we
movies
could.
make like $1 billion every time they make one.
I mean, all of these are heavy hitters. I mean,
Let's go with Pokemon,
watch
right?
it be Harry Potter. I mean,
we didn't talk about,
that has its own presence in
does.
Disney World and stuff. That's like the whole wing of.
Yes.
And they sold a bunch of books there.
Totally.
Well, that's Universal, not Universal Studios, not Disney.
Harry Potter.
But still, yeah.
I'm going to go with Pokemon. I think it's
No,
a
let's go
sleeper here.
Pokemon. Yeah, let's do the
You think
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Go with it. You seem pretty confident, so
I'm
I
not.
mean, we're already
yeah.
what, 0 for 30.
Yeah, exactly. They have nothing to lose at this point.
It's like,
Yeah, we're losing.
all right, we'll go Pokemon. Final answer. Send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answer: Pokemon.
Let's go.
Nice. Good save.
Let's go. That is the taste I will leave in my mouth here going into the weekend.
That's parring 18 right there. After you shot a 105.
Yes. 125. All right. News of the day. Nazem Kadri on his way back to Colorado. You'll hear from him next.
How will the Nuggets fare over this crucial 7-game stretch against playoff opponents?
In 7 games, are they going to even win 4? The bare minimum. The minimum is 4 of these 7. So think of it like a playoff series. This is a playoff series against playoff teams and the Sixers. Are they advancing or no? And I'm a little worried, man.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Duct Works.
So you dust the mantle on Monday, and it's covered again by Tuesday. It's frustrating, right? But don't just look at the mantle. Do me a favor. Remove one of your vents and take a look inside. You see that buildup? That's where the musty smell of dust is coming from. Your home system is just recirculating that dust over and over again until you finally press that reset button on your home's air quality. Mark Schlereth here. You need to call my friends at Duct Works. Duct Works sets the standard for clean air in Colorado. In fact, they are NADCA certified, which means they're insured and you're receiving quality through knowledge. And they don't just blow the air around. They use specialized scraping system to scrub the walls of your air ducts, removing years of grime. Call them today at 303-425-0985 for a free estimate. Commercial or residential, get a fresh start today. Call 303-425-0985 or visit them at ductworks.com.
303-425-0985.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale on no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale, new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
My father started Williams Jewelers in 1947 as a humble little neighborhood jewelry shop, and I opened our Cherry Creek North store in 1973. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Michelle Williams. I literally grew up here in the jewelry business, grading diamonds and gemstones and designing custom jewelry for families just like yours.
Here at Williams Jewelers, you'll find our curated collections, including Hearts on Fire, Leica Bahar, Sloan Street, Mastaloni pearls, and dozens more.
And a diamond and bridal department with the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Tacori, A. Jaffe, and Gabriel & Company.
Add to that Tag Heuer sporting watches and pre-owned Rolex timepieces, all at the guaranteed best prices in Colorado.
At Williams Jewelers, we're proudly old school Cherry Creek North, where people and sweet puppies are always welcome.
And where you'll always be treated just like our father would.
Like family.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. During my football career, I've seen every kind of medical tech there is. I finally stopped ignoring my joint pain, and I want to tell you guys about Regen RX. They have a blueprint to recovery that is next level. From stem cells to shockwave therapy, it's non-surgical and there's no downtime. Don't just settle for average results with outdated equipment. Go to a clinic that's leading the way. Regen RX offers free consultations, so you need to give them a call today at 303-630-9770 today or visit regenrx.co and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you. Take back control of your life.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With the center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? Who will fight to get you the money you deserve? At Berg Simpson, we don't rely on simple claims like other firms. We have 27 best lawyers in America, 17 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Regen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 1 starting at 6:30. Saturday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces Boise State with pregame starting at 1:30. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 2 starting at 5:30. And Sunday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball plays starting at 8.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, news of the day. Nazem Kadri traded back to the Colorado Avalanche. We got the news. I almost thought it was a gag or a fake account, a deep fake. And
you gotta be careful with the AI now.
No doubt about
Trick
it.
you. They'll trick you.
No doubt about it. And we were in our crosstalk, and I didn't even have my headphones on yet. And they're like, Kadri's traded to the Colorado Avalanche. I'm like, you could have knocked me over with a feather. We thought they were done. To discuss it further, Jake Shapiro, what was your reaction to the news?
Well, I'm on air doing a different show than you guys, talking about how the Avs messed up because maybe if they held on longer, they could have traded for Kadri instead of Wah. And then all of a sudden the reaction comes in that they actually did it. I'm pumped up, man. Kadri was such a huge part of that Cup team. He had 87 points that year, and I know that was his career year. He's never had a season quite as good as that, but first-round picks are like candy in the NHL. They don't really amount to much. You know, you can just slide them up here or there. Olofsson had a good season for the Avs. It was a nice pickup. But turning Olofsson into Kadri and what that meant for the Avs and their Cup run and getting that experience here and that scoring depth, I'm just over the moon, and I'm all in on the Avs now.
So what's your expectation for somebody like Kadri? He's 35 years old. The last time he was here was 4 years ago when they did win the Cup. And now he's back in action, and it's not like Kadri's Nathan McKinnon. We understand that he's a glue piece. He's a role player, but he stars well in his role. What are we expecting out of him?
Yeah, and I think people forget with Kadri, until the Cup run, people had some serious questions about whether or not he was actually a good fit in Colorado.
1,000%.
Yeah, like it wasn't until the Cup run that he was cemented, and maybe the second half of that year after he became an all-star and everyone was like, all right, this is the guy.
Well, they got him basically discounted because for 2 straight postseasons in Toronto, he derailed their season by him just not staying under control. He always took things too far, and then he subtracted that from his game. He was still the irritant, but without the true, like, over-the-top extracurriculars.
Well, and then think about before the Cup run, the couple years in the playoffs, he just was like a shell of himself, too, for the Avs. So that next year, he does a learning experience. He's 31 years old, and the Avs win the Cup, right? That year, one of the biggest parts of that playoff run is him dealing with like some really big hatred from that St. Louis crowd, and he didn't retaliate. And to me, that was one of the glowing signs that maybe this is right for the Colorado Avalanche. Maybe this is the year that even this guy's growing up. So all of that is to say is I think Kadri's going to fit whatever role, because it seems pretty clear to me based off the reporting that say whatever you want. Kadri forced his way out of Calgary into Colorado, and he wants to be here. And people will say, oh, yeah, he was a good out. He was with Calgary longer than he was ever with Colorado. He wanted out of Calgary, man. That team was going nowhere. It's been going nowhere since they traded Tkachuk. And, he signed under different terms than where they're at now. And to come back here and to fight for a cup with Dallas and Minnesota in this really tough division, I think he'll be happy to play in the second line, first line, third line, wherever it takes. And I see him sliding in really nice next to Waugh if that's what they do.
Yeah, he was you go back to that season that the Avs won the Cup, 15 points in the 16 games he played in that postseason. And he had you referenced the hate and stuff from the St. Louis crowd. And for those uninitiated, that was when Jordan Binnington tossed the water bottle at Kadri while he was being interviewed, I believe with TNT. Water bottle comes flying in. He's like, whoa, like Jordan Binnington just threw that at me. And then there was a bunch of racist stuff that was coming his way and his family's way. And didn't he respond with a hat trick?
And don't forget that Evander Kane hurt him in those playoffs, and he missed multiple games, and he still produced a point per game.
Yes, but didn't he
respond with a hat trick in St. Louis?
That was in St. Louis, yes.
So he's
it was one of the best moments in Colorado sports history.
And I remember him throwing himself against the glass, and it was just all-time stuff, legendary stuff. And we tossed that legendary word around that was a legendary sequence in the history of Denver sports. And Jake, I didn't think it was possible to have more pressure on you to win a Stanley Cup. The Colorado Avalanche, yesterday morning, before the trade for Nick Waugh, before this news today with Nazem Kadri, the Avs leading the NHL in wins, in points, regulation wins, goals per game, goals against per game, 5-on-5 goals. And now they somehow, some way, are even better than they were 48 hours ago. This feels like potentially the best Colorado Avalanche team since 2022. Maybe it's better than that team.
You could make it the case that it's the best Avs team since the year they got Timo Solani and Paul Kariya.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, how talented this roster is now. And the one thing that was always holding the Avs back before they won the Cup is their goaltending was a little bit shaky. And Kemper put it together in the playoff run. And don't forget Francouz in the Western Conference Finals when Kemper had the eye issue. They've got better goaltenders now than they had when they won the Cup.
Dude, Mackenzie Blackwood's number 1 in the NHL in goals against average, and Wedgwood is tied for number 2. Literally the 2 goaltenders that McFarland traded for.
I mean, you're talking about perhaps, if they're not going to win the Vezina, maybe the Jennings, which is the best goaltending pair in the league. So you've got really good backstops behind you. You've got the scoring depth. And Phil, I always say this to people that evaluate hockey. Every team in the league has a guy as good that carries their team like a Nathan McKinnon or a Connor McDavid. They all have a really good player. Maybe not to that level, but every team that goes deep in the playoffs has a good forward, a good couple forwards, right, that can score goals. Okay, and they all have good second lines. What makes a Stanley Cup champion is if you can get goals out of your third line. And that's why the Avs won the Cup back then in 22, is you had guys contributing up and down that lineup. And having a guy like Kadri come back and maybe not even being a top 6 forward, or Waugh coming back who's already won a Cup with Vegas, those are guys who can contribute up and down your lineup, and to me, that's what separates those good teams from the great teams.
All right, Jake, great stuff as always. Give me a quick prediction for tonight in Dallas.
I'm going to go with the Kroenke sweep tonight.
All right.
I like the Nuggets, and I like the Avalanche. I'm feeling really good. The snow, it feels like it's winter in Colorado. Some positive vibes finally. We finally got some moisture. How about some winds?
Thank God. Yes, that would be nice tonight. Should be a really fun night in Denver sports. Thanks, Jake. All right, speaking of that, the Nuggets have won back-to-back games for the first time in over a month. But how they did it could inspire some big-picture hope? Question mark? That's next.
Nazem Kadri is coming home. On the day of the NHL trade deadline, the Colorado Avalanche brought back one of the key members from their Stanley Cup team. With Naz back in burgundy and blue, are the Avs ready to steamroll their way to another championship? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Jacob's Law on 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
The BMF Championship, truly the stuff of legends. To let the world know who's the baddest mother.
That's a real warrior. That's a BMF.
Saturday, March 7th on Paramount Plus.
Here we go.
Two legends.
Two of the most exciting men to ever fight will meet again. I'm right here. Let's go.
One legacy.
The famed BMF belt is on the line. Legends never die.
Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira.
Welcome to the history books.
For the BMF title. Saturday, March 7th at 9 on Paramount Plus.
Is state-of-the-art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA, online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state-of-the-art.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, the Nuggets won back-to-back games for the first time in over a month.
Back to back. Let's go.
Love to see it. How they did it could inspire hope. We'll talk about that here in about 25 seconds. First, Donald Garcia. You could be heading to Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world thanks to 303 Law 4040. Call us back within the next 10 minutes at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the Superfan Send-Off Grand Prize. A pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. Donald Garcia. Call us now at 303-713-1043. If you haven't already signed up, there's still time. Head to denversports.com/superfan and make sure to listen weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. All right. So last night, it was, it was a fun night in Denver sports, right? Went to the Nuggets-Lakers game, and, I said, yeah, they won back-to-back games for the first time in over a month, but how they did it could inspire hope. And you could put it all in a sentence. The Denver Nuggets beat a winning team at home in the clutch.
Beautiful.
The Nuggets have been a disaster against winning teams, 1-9 in their last 10 against just teams with a winning record. Terrible at home, almost twice as many home losses than they had the year they won the championship. And then in the clutch, they have been below 500. And we talked about this yesterday in our game preview against the Lakers. The Lakers were the number 1 clutch team in the entire league, 17-5 in that department. Clutch games defined by 5 minutes or less when the game's within 5 points. That was certainly the scenario last night.
I was thinking about you during those minutes, the 5 minutes or less with the crunch time situation. I was like, damn, here we go. Are the Lakers going to pull this out, or are the Denver Nuggets at home going to finally find a way to win? Because it's not like they don't know how to, especially Jamal Murray and Jokic. They've done it multiple times. Numerous times they have came out on top with the crunch time situations, moments to win the game. And that's exactly what they did last night. And it was like relief, man. Like a monkey just off my back of like, finally you guys were able to get through this. Maybe it could set a trend in the right direction of crunch time moments come around. Don't worry, Jokic and Jamal got it.
Well, it was their 5th wire-to-wire win of the season. I mean, how about that start? They get up 11-0. Jamal Murray just kicked the door down to the game. And that was the first wire-to-wire win since before Christmas. And so here we are in March. It had been a while since the Denver Nuggets were just in control from start to finish. And to do it against a winning team with history against the Lakers, history against LeBron. And I just think it's so cool that LeBron James has a winning record against every team in the NBA, save for one. And that's us here in Denver. I think that is remarkable. That is a trivia question, for the rest of the country, maybe for the rest of the time, the one team LeBron had a losing record against.
No, wasn't there someone with Bellichik as well with the Denver Broncos and the Patriots or him?
Yes, good memory. It was that I don't know if it was week 16 or 17. It was right at Christmas Eve or on Christmas, I forget. When they came to Denver, this is Russell Wilson's final year here.
It was Bailey Zappi and the running back was Ezekiel Elliott.
Was it Zeke? Yeah,
it was Zeke.
For the Patriots?
Zeke. Yes.
Oh, my gosh, I forget that.
He ended up having a win. He, dived in the end zone, scored a touchdown on us. It was like Christmas Eve or Christmas, one of those days. Yeah, because we said the Grinch stole Christmas.
Yeah, so I forgot the Zeke component to it. But, yeah, Bellichik in his final season with the Patriots came to Denver at perfectly 500 and had the Broncos won that day the way they should have at home, favored to win. Bailey Zappi playing quarterback. Bellichik would have had a losing record against one team, and it would have been the Broncos. Yeah. So, but you have this one on LeBron, and here's the thing: LeBron, playing the Nuggets is 22-26. I don't think he's got enough time to make that up, and especially considering last night could have been. And I think he might come back for one more year, but there's potential that was his last game ever in Denver.
And see, that's crazy. And even during that game, I never wanted the Lakers to win. But still, watching LeBron James fly up and down the court at 40-plus years old, it's pretty amazing. And when he threw it down on one of those alley-oops,
yeah,
I have to admit, I got out of my seat, my couch, my comfortable couch, and jumped up and down a little bit just because it's like you still have LeBron James, who I grew up watching, playing at a high level, still slamming it down. It doesn't look the same. My man's bald. All right, the muscles aren't there like they used to be, which is crazy to think, but he's still fun to watch.
He's 41. He's 41 years old. And as someone who has gone to so many of these games over the years, there's just a different gravitational pull when LeBron James is in the building, period. When he caught the ball, when he's got it in warm-ups, you hear the oohs and ahs. Yeah. So I turned to the guys I was with, because I'm sitting there at the game saying, like, I want the Nuggets to win, but I wouldn't be mad if we had like a vintage LeBron game and potentially his last game in Denver. Not so much, even though he's still capable of like taking over possessions and even some pockets of quarters. It's just not quite the same. That team, and I have to say this, it's great that the Nuggets won. Okay, it's great that the Nuggets won at home.
Mm-hmm.
Great that the Nuggets won at home against a winning team in the clutch.
There we go.
But that Lakers team, as I've been talking to you all year, man, they are not a good basketball team, and no one can tell me otherwise. They have talent, individual talent, but the construction of their roster is so flawed, and that team will not win a first-round series, and I think us here in Denver should be rooting for a Lakers first-round matchup if possible.
So you're saying all that, but were you encouraged about the win?
Yeah.
Back-to-back games of winning. You're getting ready to play the Knicks tonight, so it's going to be a different ball game. The Knicks are going to be a lot more physical. They got some ball players. We already know that. But is it encouraging? Should our fans say, okay, like we're getting back on track? Jokic, had his triple-double, although he's still wild with the basketball, and he has too many turnovers, and that has to stop.
Yes, it does. I mean, you're looking at a game last night. I think it was 9. Let me just double-check.
Yeah, it was 9.
9 turnovers.
It was 18 as a team, and 9 of them came from Jokic.
Wow. I mean, and again, since coming back, it just quite hasn't – it hasn't looked the same. It hasn't felt the same. You're seeing he's in some of these passes where he's threading the needle, even if you're 1 or 2% off, like when you're trying to make those kind of passes, it's just not there. And another thing that we're noticing is like Jokic was renowned for having eyes in the back of his head for weak side defenders that would try to come and snatch at the basketball or poke the basketball. And he always seemingly would turn at the last second and no one could, quite
knock it out.
Yeah, no, and we're seeing that happen now on a fairly regular basis. And there was a turnover in crunch time that it could have cost them the game. Luckily, it didn't, but it's a theme here. It's a theme. You look at his final numbers: 28 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists. I mean, it's insane that we're seeing this so routinely. And by the way, he did it. He did it all in 3 quarters. Not all of it, but he did it in 3 quarters. And so you think about an all-time great player like James Harden, who's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, former MVP.
He's a baller.
James Harden is 8th on the all-time triple-double list. Okay, 8th, top 10, more than Larry Bird, more than Wilt Chamberlain. Jokic has as many triple-doubles in 3 quarters than James Harden has in his entire career.
See, that's insane.
Yeah. So of Jokic's 187 triple-doubles, which is second all-time only to Westbrook, of the 187, 82 are contained within 3 quarters. And if you took only those games, you'd still have top 10 all-time, which is James Harden. It's just, it boggles the mind. That being said, again, he's been humanized here with the turnovers in a way that we haven't been used to. So let's continue to watch that. That's a good point that you brought up.
There's another one, Z, that I'm impressed with. I will say this. Hats off to David Adelman for making an adjustment before the game even started. We talked about it last night. What is J.J. Redick going to do? What type of adjustment? There was a time, and we talked about it, of J.J. Redick finding a way to kind of manipulate the system and enforce the Nuggets to play without Jokic by having the guy roam behind Jokic and still have a defender on him, if I'm correct.
Yeah, well, like fronting him.
Fronting him, yep. In this case with David Adelman went out there and said, look, this is how we're going to play this game. Zeke Naji, it's your time.
Wow.
Right? It's like Zeke Naji in a game that's important, primetime game that you must win pretty much in March. And you have Zeke Naji starting the game off, guarding old LeBron, but doing his part and saying, Christian Brown, we also want you to guard Luka. Now, we also understand that you're not going to just stop Luka. Luka's too good. He's going to get his points, but make it hard on him. Zeke Naji, make it hard on LeBron James, and all we want you to do is focus on defense. Don't you dare shoot that ball. Don't you dare even think about shooting the ball. The reason why you're starting tonight is to be a pestering fly and a guy that just swarms around LeBron all day, fluster him, and let's win it that way. So hats off to David Adelman, at least when I'm looking at it, of making that adjustment going into that game.
No, it's a really good point, and that was a curveball. And you have no other forwards. So it's like, who's going to guard LeBron? Peyton Watson. Well, you can't play him. Well, Aaron Gordon then. Well, he's not available. Spencer Jones. Well, he's not available. So, it's one thing after the other here, and good on Zeke Naji because he answered the bell. He did, and I know you were kind of messing around saying, hey, don't shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And, you don't really want – you took four shots, but he made a three, and he had another 2-point bucket as well and pulled down 5 rebounds and just did his best against LeBron. And it was funny to hear Adelman after the game said, Zeke Naji was our – he's our best option with LeBron. It's just a funny sentence. Just a self-contained sentence. And then Julian Strawther continues to play well. So you tip your cap to Zeke Naji. You tip your cap to Julian Strawther, who was not in the lineup a month and a half ago, and I wasn't sure was a viable NBA player. He has been really good for about a month and a half with some hiccups in between, but overall, in aggregate, good. And then Tim Hardaway's start to the game, really good off the bench. And I thought Bruce Brown might have had the biggest play in the entire game, pulling down an offensive rebound with, I forget how much seconds were left, a minute or so, whatever it was. It's a 3-point game. And he grabs an offensive rebound, steals a possession. Jokic scores on it. They go up 2 possessions with around a minute left. And it was like, okay, Denver's going to win this game.
We got it. We got it in the bag.
So, really good jumping off point into a game like tonight, and you referenced it in passing. You would be hard-pressed to find a starker contrast night over night defensively with what you saw from Los Angeles and what you'll see tonight from New York. They are tough. They are physical. They play a defensive brand of basketball where the Lakers – I found a team that is less interested in playing defense than Denver. It's the Los Angeles Lakers. So we'll see what it looks like tonight. What do you think about the matchup tonight?
Oh, man, this is going to be a tough one. It's Brunson versus Jamal Murray again, and you remember how that went down. Brunson went crazy. So did Jamal. Jamal and Brunson went back and forth. I think you have another game like that. The Denver Nuggets need to show us that they can be physical as well consistently through 4 quarters, and it's going to come down to crunch time moments. Can Luka or can Jokic and Jamal find a way to score these baskets when it matters the most? That's what I'm looking for. Z, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think that the Denver Nuggets pull it out though.
Well, that game you're referencing earlier in the season in New York, a double overtime 134-127 victory for New York. Jamal Murray went for 39 that day. Jalen Brunson went for 42. And I'm just going to mention it. If things break right for Denver, you look at the Eastern Conference. Knicks were in the Eastern Finals a year ago. There is a scenario that exists where this is a NBA Finals preview tonight at Ball Arena.
Well, Jason Tatum has some words for you for that, buddy.
No doubt.
He said, hey, look, I'm returning tonight for a reason because we're winning the thing, and they want a Nuggets-Celtics matchup.
All right, we'll see how it all shakes out a little bit later this evening. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! And, man, we had a big-time curveball thrown our way literally right at the top of the show, exactly 3 hours ago. We came in here with a plan, and we had to take most of that plan and just say, rip it up.
Had to do it.
Because Nazem Kadri, on his way back to Denver, Colorado, to rejoin the team, that he lifted a cup with in 2022. This is a really, really rare sort of do-over, like putting the toothpaste back in the tube in a way that is typically impossible. Somehow Chris McFarland, general manager of the Avalanche, pulled this thing off.
Well, explain a little bit, because I know there's some fans that definitely know it. The hockey guys definitely know it, but there's a couple of fans that just got on the Avalanche train and like, what are you talking about? What do you mean a redo? What do you mean? Like, we know he won a cup here in the Kadri that we're talking about, but there was a decision that had to be made between two guys, Kadri and Val.
Yeah, and just going back, the Avs win the cup, and the organization had a decision to make. A bet on someone who was, I think, 31 years old at the time, in Nazem Kadri, who had just been fantastic in the postseason, missed some time because of an injury from Evander Kane. And then you had Val, who was, I want to say, 27 at the time.
He's young.
And was arguably like the Conn Smythe, like coulda, shoulda been winner. I mean, Val Nichushkin was so good on the Avs' run to a championship in 2022. The organization had a decision to make. They made the one that I would have made as well, and it was re-sign Val, who at the time looked like he had potential to be a, I don't know, top 10 player in the NHL. And then the immediate reward for the organization picking Val was what happened in Seattle the next year, where a woman goes missing and
it gets dark.
It got real dark. It got real dark. And then the following season, Val screwed up again and had to go away for a long time. So as much as we talk about, and then that brings us to this season, I think, or was it last season? His first.
No.
Was it last? Did Val have to go away last season? I'm getting the year. Yeah, so, okay, it was last year. So this is the first time in years, as much as we talk about Gabe having his first full season since XYZ, like this was the first full season for Val in years.
I guess I didn't think about that with Val. But
Yeah.
you're right. You know, you have Gabe this full season. You got Val full season. You're finally getting Kadri back with the gang, right? Kadri was with Val, with Gabe, with Nathan McKinnon, with Kel, and now they're back to win another cup. Are you kidding me? Is this real? Are we gonna do this thing? We were already a wagon. We were already a team that's cup or bust. But now the pressure is definitely on Bednar. The pressure is on the players to go out there and do it because of the pieces, because of having Kadri back, because of having Nick Waugh in the mix that you traded for yesterday. Like, this is insane, Z. This is insane right now.
And here's the thing to tie it back to Val. So, yes, the organization chooses Nichushkin, and Kadri goes and signs a deal with Calgary. Okay. It was reported earlier in the week by Adrian Dater and whispered by others that it was going to be a trade Val Nichushkin for Nazem Kadri, to the point where I saw the report that said, hey, the organizations had exchanged proprietary information on each player. So Calgary was doing this deep dive, allegedly, reportedly, into Val and all the injury history, but the addiction stuff as well. And because we're not for sure what Val's addiction was. Yeah. Like, there's guesses, but we don't know for sure. That organization, if you believe that report, knew for sure. And then when we get the news yesterday that Nicholas Waugh has been traded for a first-round pick, and it was like, oh, so that's just not going to happen now.
The door shut. The door shut on Kadri. We're going Nicholas Waugh, 3C, and I still liked it. It wasn't a sexy name, but it's like, we don't need a bunch of big-time pieces. We need some fillers. We need guys that can star in their role. Nicholas Waugh could do that. But now it seems like we're having our cake and eating it too, because we did get Kadri. We do have Nicholas Waugh. You know, we have a loaded roster. The depth is so deep, and here we go.
And so, like, when we were talking about that Nicholas Waugh trade yesterday, it was like, okay, you're not getting Kadri, but how much do you really need when you're number one in wins, number one in points, number one in regulation wins, number one in goals per game, number one in goals against per game, number one in even strength goals, 5-on-5 goals? Like, it was like, well, you don't need some sort of star. You have a bunch of stars here. So then you fast forward to today to the deal was announced at 2 o'clock, which was an hour after the NHL trade deadline ended. That's what made this so dramatic. The deadline came and went. The Avs did not make a move that we knew about. And then exactly 1 hour after the deadline, it comes down that Kadri is coming to Denver. And so how it works in the NHL, it feels like a little bit behind the times, but
it's old-fashioned.
Apparently, like these deals get sent into the league, and the league, by order in which they were received, puts them all in like a queue. And they're reviewed one at a time and then approved, or in some cases, I suppose, declined. And so we had to wait, but we didn't realize we were waiting at all. We just thought that window would pass. So we come in here at 2 o'clock, and Drew gets in our ears and says, Nazem Kadri has just been traded to the Avs. It's like, wait, what?
Like, stop lying to us.
Like, you could have knocked me over with a feather, dude. Like, what? How? They just did the deal yesterday for a first-round pick, and
this is not a drill, right?
This is not a drill. And so then the question begged, okay, what's the deal about? Who is it for? We didn't have that information for a while. It was probably, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes.
I mean, we were speculating that Val was the guy that's out of the building, right? They're going to trade Val and bring Kadri back, and, of course, a couple draft picks, and boy, were we wrong about that. It wasn't Val.
No, it wasn't. And I had just assumed, because the reporting was the two organizations were discussing that head-to-head trade, and I'm like, if that trade didn't happen, it's not like they're like, okay, well, who's your next best option? You know, we're only dealing with the Avs here. We'll take, okay, we can't have Val, we'll take him and him. It's like, it doesn't work like that. So I just assumed that it was going to be Val, and we were waiting on the news that Val was headed to Calgary. And I started to, like, come to terms with that and, like, at peace with it, knowing how disjointed the Val experience has been since the Stanley Cup win. And he's been a little bit muted this year. It's been a little bit quiet. And then we get the news that Nazem Kadri is coming to Denver with a 4th-round pick from Calgary in exchange for forward Victor Olofsson, the rights to an unsigned draft pick, Max Curran, and a conditional 2028 first-round pick, and a conditional 2027 second-round pick. So it's like, wait a second. Yeah, they're moving picks, but Val's staying, and Kadri's coming back? And it's like, it almost seems too good to be true. Like, it's a front office masterclass by Chris McFarland and Joe Sakic.
And some may say, hey, the Avs fleeced them.
That's how I feel.
Like, it's like, wow, we actually got something great in return, and you guys are getting hopefully some draft picks that will pan out as time goes on. How I think of it is like, yesterday we caught wind that there was more information on Kadri and that the deal was guaranteed to be done, but the ownership group didn't want to move on from him because Kadri was the guy that was putting butts in seats. And so I was like, okay, that makes sense. Right? Why would you want to get rid of one of your valuable players that people are still going to the games to watch? But then all of a sudden, it goes through the next day. The next day it goes through, there has to be more to the story. And what I think, and I'm just speculating here, but just as a player, if you're a player that really wants to get out of the situation, and let's be real, the Flames are not good this year.
No.
You know, Kadri is getting older. He's 35 years old.
Making $7 million.
Yeah, he wants out of there. His family wants out of there. They want to win. Kadri, I wouldn't be surprised, walks up to the front office and says, look, dude, we almost have this done. You guys are the only thing that's holding us back. Please let me go. Please let me go. You guys are not winning anytime soon. You're in a rebuild. I'm tired. I'm old. I don't want to be a part of the rebuild. I get to go back home where I'm loved and I've won a cup before. Can you please do this solid for me? And it looks like the Flames said, you know what, after having conversations that night, talking to the right people, and maybe they said, you know what, you're right. You have done right by us. We're going to do right by you, and we're going to let you go to the Colorado Avalanche and go win another cup.
Man, oh man. So he falls asleep last night as a member of a Flames team that is in the bottom of the Pacific. They're and I'm talking about the division, not the ocean. 24, 30, and 7, right? A losing team that is not going anywhere this year. And he wakes up on a team that is the number one team in the entire league.
Life is good for him.
That he already won a championship with. And he was asked if he's already receiving texts from his now new again Avalanche teammates.
Oh yeah. I've been speaking to him for a little bit. Gabe, Kale, all the guys I obviously have a reputation with. So, like I said, like I relayed to them, I just can't wait to get into town and see them again.
And he was asked what the last 48 hours were like for him.
An absolute sweat. That's what it was. But I didn't even realize it could happen that long after. But obviously super excited. A team at the very top of my list. So man, I can't wait.
A team at the very top. So
he's sweating like he wanted out.
He wanted out, and he wanted to be here. And I'm seeing on the RamosLaw.com text that hey, you're mortgaging your future. You're giving away all these picks, guys. You're in a golden age of Colorado Avalanche hockey. You should not be worried about picks. By the way, picks that are late first-round picks. Late first-round picks in the NHL, they're often 3 to 4 years away from actually being a night-to-night member of your team. So, yes, will one day the chickens come home to roost and the Avs will sell off pieces and maybe even bottom out in the same way that they did before this period of Avalanche hockey started? Yeah, I'm sure that day is coming. But, guys, it's not about draft picks in 27 and 28 and 3 years of development. It is about winning a championship and enlarging the footprint of Colorado Avalanche hockey on NHL history.
We got to go Cecil on this one. Championships. Because for Chris McFarland, it's like, I'm all in. His job is to put together a great roster. And if he puts together a great roster and they win, he's rewarded.
Totally.
He's talked about as one of the best to do it. But if he puts together a great roster like this and doesn't do well, guess what? His job is on the line. Betsy, everybody knows that people have talked about it. Should he be fired? Should he not? If things don't go right for him in the past. So everybody is in the now. It's about winning right now. It's about winning a championship when you strike when the iron's hot, and it's hot right now for them. I love what Chris McFarland has done. I love what Bednar is doing. They have put together a great roster to go out there and win a championship, win championships. Because these guys are on contract for multiple years.
They are.
They're going to pay Kale. We know Kale's up for a contract as well. So, why would we wait? Why would we sit here and think about 3 years from now, 2 years from now? That time will come. But when that time comes, I want to be talking about, damn, the Avalanche have won another cup, or the Avalanche have won multiple other cups. So now they have 3 cups with Kale, Nathan McKinnon, So that's what I'm looking for, and that's what McFarland's looking for, Betsy's looking for. Everybody's looking for the now and winning.
Dynasty's back on the menu, boys.
Dynasty.
So I'm just so fired up, but I have to say this.
Yep.
After yesterday's move, today's move, the person with the single most pressure on them in Denver sports right now is Jared Bednar. This is we came into the season with a cup or bust mindset, right? And then you see how the Avs perform. Number 1 in the NHL. One of the greatest starts in the history of this sport that they've been playing for a very, very long time. Number 1 in all the categories that I mentioned, points and wins and goals per game and goals against per game and 5-on-5. Number one. Plus minus number 1. Look at the goaltenders. The number 1 goaltender in the league, goals against average, is Mackenzie Blackwood. And you can't make it up. Scott Wedgwood is number 2. Are you kidding me? Number 1 and 2 in that category? So there's no weakness on the team. If you were to isolate a weakness in terms of a dynamic, it's the power play.
For sure.
It's the worst in the league, but even in the last couple of games, it's starting to trend back up. And so, if you can't get this done, Bednar, and I don't even want to think like that, but he is now in a pressure cooker to win. There is no next year. You have to win. This could be the best Avalanche team since 2022, for sure, maybe 2001. Seriously.
Oh, man, the pressure is on Betsy, but it's also on Nathan McKinnon. It's also on Kale and Netchis, because it's dude, this is what you guys wanted. You wanted a supporting cast. You wanted guys that have had experience, that have won cups. All right, we're not just talking about Kadri, but also Wall himself has won a cup as well. So you have the experience. You have the guys that can go out there and win for you. You are deep. You are healthy, knock on wood. Bednar, it seems like Bednar and the special teams unit has changed a little bit.
They have.
They're doing the box and one. They have put Netches in the left circle. They have put Nate Dogg has accepted that I'll go to the corner for a little bit. I don't know how long that's going to last. And it seems like it's working right now. So, like, hey, go win a cup. Not just getting to the championship, but you have to win it, and we all know that.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And so, man, this is really fun. The expectations could not be higher. I think I could make a fair argument that the Avalanche have now the largest expectations of anyone in all of sport, maybe more pressure than anyone in all of American sport. You can maybe throw the Thunder in there, but they just won a championship. So, yeah, this roster is busting at the seams. And in addition to the Bednar pressure cooker conversation, I have a legitimate question, and I'm curious, Drew, if you could maybe jump in here. And I wish the texter put their name on it earlier in the show, maybe an hour ago. If you took all the Olympic rosters that we just watched in Italy, okay?
That was fun.
And you took off the members of the Colorado Avalanche on all of them. So Sweden no longer has Gabe. Team Canada no longer has Kale or McKinnon or Taser, right? And it's just the Colorado Avalanche against every Olympic roster. Do the Avs win gold in Italy with this version of the Avs? Because I think I know the answer to it. I just want to make sure I don't sound like I'm crazy. Spivak, you breathe hockey all across the landscape, not just the Avalanche. What do you make of that question?
So the Avs had, 8 Olympians on this roster. Probably could have had, they would have had 9 if Val Nichushkin was allowed to play with Team Russia. Probably should have had a 10th with Mackenzie Blackwood and or Scott Wedgwood. So you're talking 10 guys on a roster of, what are we talking about, 20 players overall?
Yeah.
So literally half the roster would have been or should have been Olympians. The only teams I think that would be in the conversation that could beat the Avalanche would be Team USA and Team Canada. So you take off Brock Nelson from Team USA. I look at this Avalanche roster. I'd say it's probably better overall. It's deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You got the blue line, which is as good as Team USA's blue line was. It was better. The goaltending for Team USA, though, with Connor Hellebuck, pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
He is. I would probably lean towards the Avalanche would beat them for a gold medal. Now, the other team, Canada, you're taking McKinnon, you're taking Kale,
right.
You're taking Devon Taves off that roster.
Right.
That's like half the team.
It's half the team.
Wait, so are they duplicated or they're just not on Canada?
They're just not on. They're not on the roster. So you're basically taking McKinnon off the top line. So it's basically Celebrini. Pick whoever you want to put as your center, and Connor McDavid. That's still pretty darn good top line. I can't go as far to say that they would be Canada.
Okay.
No.
But the fact that we could even have the conversation
right.
to where you have to think about it is
right.
like, whoa, what are we doing? I mean, you're talking about half of an Avalanche, like half of an NHL roster, either
or Olympians,
or should have been, or could have been Olympians.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It is. So, man, if the Avs don't win this year, I think it'll be the most disappointing year of losing since they won the Cup in 2022. Because I mean, is this roster better than they had in 2022? I think you can make an argument, and I think the tiebreaker might be the goaltending.
Yeah,
like they almost won in spite of Darcy Kemper and Pavel Francouz. So, show me the weakness.
Well, you know what? We're fixing to find out tonight. Because if we want to win a cup, we're going to have to get through the Dallas Stars, my guessing, in the second round, unless the Wild beat the Stars, and now we have the Wild in the second round. So tonight, we're in for a treat. What did the Colorado Avalanche look like what did the Colorado Avalanche's power play look like against a really good power play with the Dallas Stars as well as a good special teams unit anyway.
Sure.
So man, we're gonna find out what this team looks like without Kadri, and then when Kadri's in the mix, what does the team look like with him?
And does Kadri play on Sunday against a potential second round matchup in the Minnesota Wild? And then the other element is, there's a lot of other elements, but one of them is Val Nichushkin, and Val knew his name was in trade conversations. And then when the deadline comes and goes, and I don't even want to go down the other road with his personal stuff, but you have to believe that he was feeling pressure, angst, or
anger,
maybe so, and hopefully he can just become the best version of himself after the window comes and goes, and you're going to be a member of the Avalanche here moving forward, at least for the rest of this season. So hopefully there's some benefits to that as well. So, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to watch the game tonight. No Mikko Rantanen tonight. So there's that. So you're losing some of the sizzle. This is the first time they've been back in Dallas since one of the ugliest. Since one of the ugliest moments in the history of Denver sports, where Mikko Rantanen goes for a hat trick in the third period and dispatches you in a Game 7. The first ever self-contained third period hat trick in a Game 7 in NHL history.
The villain, right? Like I know that Mikko, everybody likes him here, and
not everyone. Not everyone.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I didn't boo my man when he was
no.
But man, I tell you what, just like Jerry Jeudy, he almost had that happen with the Denver Broncos, where he went crazy with the Browns and almost won the game and had almost 300 receiving yards. Mikko was able to do that and defeat the Avs and have a hat trick. I mean, come on now.
In the postseason.
It's
just, that is a Denver sports scar for sure. So, back in Dallas for the first time since then. These teams have already played earlier this season. It was way back in October, a long time ago. And it went to a shootout, a 5-4 Stars win. Didn't Mikko have the shootout goal too?
He did. Yeah, he had the game-winning shootout goal, I believe, in that game.
You can't make it up. I mean, you really can't. I would love for him to be out there tonight. I don't want him to miss this game. I would want him out there.
Because there's going to be a bunch of people making excuses when they lose tonight.
Well, here's a element of the game to keep an eye on, all right? First periods. Dallas has allowed just 40 first-period goals all season long. That is the fewest amount in the NHL. And the Avs are 31-1-4 when they score the opening goal. So that is a hyper-relevant dynamic to watch in the first 20 minutes of this puppy tonight. All right, shifting gears here. We're 3 days away from NFL free agency. There's a couple sentences in Mike Kliss's preview of the Broncos free agency that I'm paying close attention to, and I'll talk about why next.
Calling all wrestling fans. Now's your chance to win your way into the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. Airfare, hotel tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. It's the Superfan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040. First, head to DenverSports.com/Superfan to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. It's the Superfan Send-Off, presented by 303 Law 4040. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here. And yes, I'm here to talk about the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that is the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers? the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Have you looked at your credit card statement lately? You're working 40, 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas, things you used to be able to afford. And the credit card companies are charging you over 20% interest for the privilege. Think about that. Over 20%. It's designed to keep you underwater. American Financing is doing something they hate. They're actually helping people. They have mortgage rates in the 5. They're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity to wipe out that high-interest debt. The average savings is $800 a month. So talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. No upfront fees, no obligation to see how much you can save. And if you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments. Give American Financing a call. America's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196 for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
The BMF Championship, truly the stuff of legends to let the world know who's the baddest mother.
That's a real warrior. That's a BMF.
Saturday, March 7th on Paramount Plus.
Here we go.
2 legends.
2 of the most exciting men to ever fight will meet again. I'm right here. Let's go.
1 legacy.
The famed BMF belt is on the line. Legends never die.
Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira.
Welcome to the history books.
For the BMF title, Saturday, March 7th at 9 on Paramount Plus.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 1 starting at 6:30. Saturday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces Boise State with pregame starting at 1:30. Then on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Miami of Ohio in Game 2 starting at 5:30. And Sunday on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU women's basketball plays starting at 8.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
And it does look good outside just to have the snow, and it just feels like it's time to get your kids and just snuggle up, watch something like they watched Dumbo today.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Very
we watched
nice.
Dumbo. I mean, I don't know what we're going to watch tonight. Probably Night at the Museum. Have you ever seen that?
Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
I remember.
Ben Stiller, it being
Yes.
the head actor.
I remember the movie, but I don't think I actually ever saw it.
Yeah, no, it's a good one, man. It's on Disney Plus. If you have a chance, have your kids watch it.
Okay, I will. You know what my son just watched yesterday for the first time was Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, I got to do the
I think it's like
Angels and Outfield.
Donald Glover, I want to say. Yeah, that's just a classic.
It is.
Yeah,
could happen.
It could happen. Hopefully, you guys have a great weekend here.
Sandlot, by the way. Do Sandlot, too.
We did Sandlot.
Okay.
We did Sandlot. And then I'm like looking back at it because I watched it with him. I'm like, like maybe we could have waited till like 8 or 9. They're doing a chew. He's like, kissing the girl in the mouth, like roping her in, for the mouth to mouth, sticking his tongue in there, a couple lines in there. Like, oh, I forgot about that. So I want to bounce a couple sentences off of you from Mike Kliss's free agency preview, guys. Free agency opens basically on Monday. It's labeled the tampering period. It's free agency.
Yeah, they're already tampering right now as we speak. Agents are talking to teams. They're getting things all ironed out, and then by Monday, they start to leak.
Yep. So I want to read you a thing or two that I found interesting in Mike's preview, and we'll do that in about 20 seconds. First, Scott Severson. Scott Severson. You could be heading to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world, thanks to 303 Law 4040. Call us back within the next 10 minutes at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the Superfan Send-Off Grand Prize, which is a pair of 2-night tickets to the event, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Las Vegas, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. Scott Severson. Call us back right now at 303-713-1043. If you haven't already signed up, there's still time. Head to denversports.com/superfan and make sure to listen weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. So I'm reading Mike's preview, and he's going like room by room, sort of like diagnosing each room. And he gives a situation and then gives a solution. And it was interesting when it came to the running back conversation. Kliss said the top free agent running backs available are Seattle's Kenneth Walker, Jacksonville's Travis Etienne, Tampa Bay's Rashad White, Carolina's Rico Dowdle, and Atlanta's Tyler Algier. But it would be a surprise. This is the part that I didn't like. But it would be a surprise if the Broncos spend big money there. Pittsburgh's Kenneth Gainwell, who helped the Eagles win the Super Bowl 2 years ago and had 73 catches for the Steelers last season, could be Sean Payton's kind of back. Now, he also mentioned they could draft Jadarian Price in the first round out of Notre Dame, the running back. But I don't understand the logic behind, hey, it would be a surprise if the Broncos spent big money there. One, some of the names you're talking about are not going to command quote-unquote big money comparatively to like what John Franklin Myers is going to get paid or Devin Lloyd. Rico Dowdle, for example, his 2-year market value is 2 years, $13 million, $6.5 million per. Even if it was 2 years, $15 million.
It's a bona fide starter, no matter what.
And I just don't understand why, if for a third straight offseason, we're talking about the Broncos needing to address running back, and it could have just cost you a trip to the Super Bowl, why you would play with this. The room, the floor of the room needs to get raised, and the only way that happens for sure is with a known commodity. And that's someone like these guys that he mentioned. I don't understand, again, going the discount approach.
The Denver Broncos they're not going to play with their food this time. This is a championship window. They know they need a running back. It backfired on them last year when they decided not to go after Breece Hall. All right, Breece Hall, I think the Jets wanted a third or a fourth round draft pick. We had that. That could have helped us out once J.K. Dobbins went down. You didn't do it. Guess what? You end up losing because of it. Let's be real. The Bo Nix and not having a run game. So this year, and you have Greg Penner saying that they're going to be a little bit more aggressive. They have some money to be aggressive. So why would you not? Don't play with your food. If you have Travis Etienne, if you have Kenneth Walker out there that's willing to be a Denver Bronco, if you give them $16 million, I'm not saying per year. I mean, what's it going to be, like 12 per year or something like that?
For who?
For like Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne.
No, Etienne is not that expensive. Etienne is like $7 a year.
Okay, which is bizarre to me because I feel like all around, Travis Etienne's a better running back than all of them. And what I mean by that is he catches out of the backfield. All right, he blocks better than Kenneth Walker. And he runs in between the tackles, outside the tackles, outside zone. He does it all, and he pairs well with R.J. Harvey. So if he's not going to ask for so much money, then go ahead and get him. Rico Dowdle's another one. A bona fide starter that can run downhill, one cut, get vertical type of running back, violent runner as well, breaks tackles. So, yes, let's address the position accordingly. Give the money that's due to some of these players that can come in and help us right away. I don't get it either.
And by the way, the market value, according to SpotRack.com, this is not gospel, just a loose guide. The market value for Travis Etienne is 2 years, $13 million.
Okay, sign me up.
It's the same as Rico Dowdle. Now, Kenneth Walker has a little bit different of a market value. If you give me 4 seconds, I'll have it in front of me.
That MVP, he was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, his is you're going to pay a tax on it. His is 4 years, $36 million. That's $9 million per year, where someone like Etienne or Dowdle is getting around 6.5 to 7 a year. Again, this is a team that needs to address this with a heavy hand. It's got to happen. And
Kenneth Gainwell is not moving the needle. All right. And yes, he was on the Super Bowl team with the Philadelphia Eagles, but let's not forget who was running that damn football.
Of course.
Saquon Barkley, who went for 2,000 yards. All right, Kenneth Gainwell, if he wants to be a part of the running back crew, then you can get rid of someone like Tyler Bidet and put him in there. But Kenneth Gainwell better not be the running back that we go to when we need a bona fide starter who can run in between those tackles and catch out of the backfield and be explosive. Man, look, you got me all worked up.
Well, here's the thing. We got a report coming from someone out of CBS 2 days ago that said the Broncos are going to make a splash at the running back position in free agency. You have someone like Mike Kliss saying he'd be surprised if the Broncos spend big money at running back. We're fixing to find out. Monday, we're going to find out when we come in here. So, fascinating window of time. All right, what did we learn today in Denver sports? We'll take a look back on what you need to know heading into the weekend. We'll also give some predictions ahead of a busy weekend coming up next.
Denver Sports is your home for Broncos free agency. Stay locked into 104.3 The Fan and head to DenverSports.com for up-to-the-minute news on the latest Broncos moves. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men as we head into the weekend. You know, oftentimes it is the weekend where you let your hair down, you leave the stress of work right where it is, and you and your partner can get intimate. All right? Intimacy is a wonderful part of life, all right? Do not let erectile dysfunction harm that moment, okay? ED is a medical condition, guys, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic that have success rates well over 90%. All right, so ED, for most of us, it's a choice. All right, go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. All right, schedule a consult, Your first visit is just $99. It includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple, fellas. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free, all right? They have an expert staff that achieves real results. So stop living with ED. Call Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and I've learned to grind through injuries and keep moving forward. But now that grind is becoming a breakdown. If you're ignoring joint pain, you're just waiting for a surgery you don't want. At Regen RX, they use your body's own biology, like stem cells, PRP, shockwave therapy, to repair the damage and get you back in the game. They focus on regenerating the joints, not just masking the symptoms. So you need to give my guys over at Regen RX a call today and schedule a free consultation. The number is 303-630-9770 or visit regenrx.co.
303 Law 4040. Want to share one of the best compliments we've ever received. Had a listener call in to 303 Law 4040. His name was Peter. His wife was viciously attacked in a dog bite incident. So we set up a time to have him come in, and I met with him at length while his wife was recovering at the hospital. A couple days later, my wife recognized the number. She had spoken to Peter before. So when the phone call came in, she said, "Peter!" It was actually Peter's wife. She said, "How did you know?" She said, "Well, we love our clients." She was just surprised that we recognized the number. We had her come in, we met with her, and she says, I feel like we're your only clients. It's really awesome. We're not your only clients, are we? No, they're not our only clients, but what a compliment that our clients feel valued and that we treat them with such a high level of service. If you ever need us, that's the type of service you will get too. It's Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. If you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts and springs guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Final segment on a Friday. Real quick, I got to give a shout out here. Last segment.
Yeah.
And I thought about it throughout the week. You get going and you just forget stuff.
Well, that's why I'm here. Usually, if you forget something, I'm gonna have to help you out.
Well, actually, we'll eventually get to you here in just a second. So this time last week, this exact time last week, it wouldn't be safe to say like I was shaking like a leaf on a tree. Like that would be overly dramatic, but I was stressing out because of an event I was hosting the next day.
Well, when looking at you, you were shaking like a damn stripper. I mean, it was clapping.
Well, I was nervous because I was doing something for the first time in 1 year, and that was to MC an event and be the auctioneer of the event as well. And auction work, it's just unique for 10 different reasons I won't even go into.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
And you're like at the Four Seasons in the ballroom that's, got hundreds of people there, right? And so I was pretty nervous, and the nonprofit is called Epic Experience, and I've got to know the founder and the guy who runs this nonprofit, Colin Farrow, and so I do the event again. This is for Epic Experience is for adult cancer survivors. So much of the cancer support goes to child cancer, and rightfully so. Like there's, that's horrible too. But adult cancer survivors, like life beyond cancer, what does that look like for a lot of people? And what Epic Experience does is they basically, through events like this, they'll have camps throughout the year, 3-day camps. And if you are dealing with cancer or you're trying to move on from cancer, you can apply to be a camper. And you can get picked, and it doesn't cost you anything. And there's these retreats up in the mountains on these big ranches, and it's just an incredible cause. So I had to give them a shout out because I didn't know how it was going to go. And we ended up breaking the 14-year gala record and raised over $160,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you broke the record.
Yes, we did. And so I just felt like $1 million, and the fact that all that money, I know where it goes to. I know exactly where it goes to, and I see it, and I see the results throughout the year, and then culminating with that event. So I had to give them a big shout out, Epic Experience for what went down last weekend, and then so I
anything you touch turns to gold, huh?
I don't know about that.
Damn.
Look at you.
You're right. I'm $1 million.
So my buddy, so Colin, he came and dropped off the check yesterday. And
he was the guy that was out there. He had the baseball bat. You owed some money.
No, that was my bookie.
Oh, okay.
That was a different commercial break. And so I get this check, and I have it upstairs and here at the studio, and anyway, I go to the bank today. I left the house early and go to cash the check, and I'm at the bank, and I go to pull it out of my binder, and it's not there. And then I go to grab my notebook. It's not there, and I look like an idiot. I'm like, where is this check?
I can't even imagine what you were looking like.
And it wasn't for $50 or $100, right? Or $1,000. Like it was like, I'm like, where's this check?
It's a big boy check.
And I lost it. I freaking lost the check. And I come in here hoping that it's going to be like in the studio or someone found it. And it's got my name on it.
Well, you come walking in limping. So I'm like, damn, did you just get beat up? And then I'm like, well, we haven't even started the show yet. Are you not happy to see me? Like, what's going on,
I probably had
man?
a look of panic on my face. You're like, how you doing? I'm like, not great. I lost the check.
Not great.
And you're like, look at me. And I had looked high and low, had my wife looking this place around the house back. And you go, didn't you fold it up and tuck it in your wallet?
Because I remember talking and exactly what you did before you went out there to
and
do what you gotta do.
And Phil is someone to forget. Like Phil has left his debit card in the vending machine 3 times in the last 6 months.
Or let strangers in, I forget that part.
Yes, and we need to tell that story at a later date. But and you leave your wallet around at these live events, and it's like, Phil, what are you thinking here? But there you were. You're like, dude, didn't you fold it up and tuck it in your wallet? And there's my freaking check. So thank you for that. Shout out my friends at Epic Experience,
shout out because
man.
that's great, man, that you guys were able to break the record. And obviously, you're probably getting good at that job, too, if you're breaking records.
Better.
People. Yeah, so
Better.
Good job of finding your money. The question you should be asking yourself is, Phil, why are you looking at my money? Why are you looking at my pockets?
Pocket watching. Like Mike Kliss earlier today when he was rattling off what you made in your first 2 years in the NFL.
Like I was when Joe Flacco forgot to take the end of his check. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and look at that. Oh, that's how much my man's making on a
Is that right? I don't think he told me that.
Nah, he showed me. So Flacco, there was one time Flacco was sitting there and he was like, hey, I'm like, you have these check stubs. Why don't you just do direct deposit? Like, you're old, I understand, but he's like, I like them. I'm like, well, Flack, they're just sitting around your locker, man.
Right.
Like, people could just look at them.
Right.
He said, I don't care. Here, look at it. So I look at it, and my man, at the time, for one game, and by that way, he wasn't even playing in the game.
Crazy.
Was making damn near $900,000 for one week.
Yeah.
And it was like, so this is what it looks like. What does Von Miller's look like? Let me go ahead and look at that one.
Right. It took me the longest time during my time in Denver to finally say uncle and do direct deposit, because I genuinely used to like looking at whatever check that I got, looking at it, holding it, taking it to the bank. That whole process, I liked it. But a thing of the past now. So, the biggest thing we learned today in Denver sports, Nazem Kadri's coming back to the Colorado Avalanche.
He's back.
I mean, just like incredible. And he talked about if Colorado was that top choice.
For the most part, yeah, of course, with the familiarity and, a lot of guys that, I've been in the battle with already. So, it's hopefully a pretty seamless transition. Obviously, there was a few other teams in the mix, but, ideally, this was certainly number one.
And what the last 48 hours were like for Kadri?
An absolute sweat. I mean, that's what it was, but I didn't even realize it could happen that long after. But, obviously super excited. A team at the very top of my list. So, man, I can't wait.
Man, pretty cool. An hour after the deadline passed, little did we know that the NHL was still reviewing the trade. And even Kadri himself didn't think it was possible.
Crazy, man. Kadri coming back to try to win a cup. Bruce Brown came back this year to try to win a championship. There's not a lot of players that can say that they left their team and now have a chance to come back and win again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rare. All right, we'll leave it there for now, guys. Have a great weekend. Be kind to one another this weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 2 o'clock, start of NFL free agency. Until then, so long. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Should baseball fans in the Mile High City approach this Rockies season with an open mind?
This thing may blow up in the Rockies' face, okay? We may look back in 10 years like laughing. Like, do you remember the time they hired the Cleveland Browns general manager to run the baseball team? That could be the case. But for now, I'm going into this puppy with an open mind.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here. I want to make sure you know about Step Denver, a residential peer recovery program right here in the ballpark neighborhood. Step Denver helps men recover, learn how to stay sober, and put the pieces of their lives back together. There is no cost. They don't bill insurance or Medicaid, so men can get into the program the same day. I'm talking to the men out there, or maybe a friend or family member who is struggling with addiction. Step residents work full-time jobs and put the tools they're learning into play daily, building a solid foundation and savings before leaving the program. I've met men who've been through Step Denver, and I can tell you it works. Step Denver's program of sobriety, work, accountability, and community is a proven formula that leads to long-term outcomes that double the national average. Their staff have walked the same hard road to recovery. They've been there. They know what it's like, and they know what it takes. Are you ready for help? Visit stepdenver.org for more info. You want to help? Step takes no government funding and relies on private donations. You can be part of the solution at stepdenver.org. The door to a better life is open.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Are you a dementia caregiver? Perhaps you care for your spouse, family member, or friend. Whoever it is, being a dementia caregiver can build relationships and test them. I'm Bill, and I want to thank you for the care you have provided. I've faced similar situations, so I'm speaking on behalf of the Dementia Society of America, a nonprofit organization. Request our free guide filled with tips on care, planning, and much more.